Welcome to a non-canon episode of the No Scrubs podcast. This is a name. We're going to workshop. We're going to figure something out. I'm your host, Lewis, and joined with me today, a man who I think should win Host of the Year, Stephen. How you going?
Dude, I'm good. And I'm real keen to crack into this because, bro, it was worth sitting in a chair for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I had a good time. So this is going to be the episode we talk about the Game Awards and just go over everything there. I've got 7 pages of bullshit.
Meticulous.
Typed up.
7 meticulous pages.
7 pages! Yeah. So, well, first of all, we're just going to start with the awards. I've just separated them to the awards and then, like, the trailers. And then I've also made a note of, like, because there's a difference between, there's a trailer and there's an ad, right? Oh, has my camera stopped? It has. You motherfucker. Yeah, but there's a difference between a trailer and an ad, right? That's it. Because they had a bunch of them where they're just like, this is just a very obvious ad. And I think it's worth noting when it is one or the other. Because some of them were like, oh yeah, here's a very brief ad for X, you know, here's a Game Pass ad, you know, okay, well, we didn't get much from that. Some of them as well, because it is very expensive to get yourself on the Game Awards, that some of them were just like, we want to min-max and have a very brief ad just to get our shit out there and, you know, not spend, it was like $1 million for a 3-minute ad, I think, something like that. So,
before we get into it, I just want to something you said. I'm pretty sure you said in one of our previous pods. It is real nice that with the whole turnout, the effort that they go into the whole awards, it's getting that sort of Oscars, Grammy sort of feel. Because
yeah, I think the production has been upped this year, especially. I feel like the production has gone up again. Like I think they've got. It's a great show. They run a fairly tight ship, other than maybe a couple of things that we'll talk about. That I'm like, I don't know, we need this. Some people like some of the extra a little bit. Some people don't. But yeah, I think it's a very slick production.
And also, it's a celebration of an art form at the end of the day. Yeah. So it's real nice that it's getting that recognition, and you know there will be people who be like, it's just video games, but it's just like, well, no, it's an expressive and it's an interactive art form that can and oftentimes do have an impact on someone, be it like on an emotional level or a sense of achievement. And it's just real awesome to see that they're going full tit with this, and it's getting that recognition of an art form. You know,
absolutely. Video games, like, video games gross more money than movies and music combined ×2.
Yep.
It's obscene. It's bigger than those industries combined and doubled. Like, so it's absurd. So yeah, shout out to Jeff Keighley and all he does, and it's always appreciated the amount of effort he puts in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and every time as well, it's like, yeah, there's things that could change, but I feel like if you look from where it was to where it is now, it is really, really good. So I do appreciate all the work him and his team put in every year, and even stuff like there's just to cut ahead for one little thing. It starts off with a little sizzle reel, like, out the gate, pretty much, like once it's in the main show, that it sounds like he edits himself. He goes throughout the year, games that are getting his attention as well, or trailers, he'll like take a snippet out of it and be like, oh, I think this will be good for my sizzle reel, like at the end of the year. He spends all year thinking about this. Like, it's cool as well. It's someone who is just, you know, someone who's not part of a studio or anything and just like loves games, and obviously he's clearly got some money to put something together. Yeah, someone who's got the passion for it, which is really, really cool. And he did a great speech as well, and talking about it as well. Like, he said there's not a lot of personal stuff in there for him, and he talked about his father's passing and so on, and like it was like, yeah, it had that personal touch, especially this year. So shout out to our boy Jeff Keighley. So keep doing what you're doing. So we're going to start off with the awards, and we're just going to go through all the awards and just who won and so on. Oh, also when you said about emotional response, bro, every time they played the Expedition 33 music, I was like getting all emotional.
I was
hitting me.
I was biting my
so
lip.
hard.
I was biting
That
my
song.
lip and just stone facing because like, nah, you're not gonna get a response from me.
I could feel it in my eyes. I could feel it, but no tears. I just kind of, just we're fine. It's but every time I hear that music, I was like, oh man, like
And you heard
the music.
Mount.
Yeah, yeah, they won a couple of awards.
Yeah, it's just a couple, just a couple.
So we'll get into it, eh? So best family game was Donkey Kong Bonanza. Banana. I did think this would be the case. I think it made sense of who was on the list and so on. And as much as I thought it was all right, I understand why it won that. Would you expect the same?
Yeah.
Innovation and accessibility during the Dark Ages. I think I selected this as well as my guess. I was like, oh, there was some sliders for a bunch of stuff, but this is just not something we're really experts on. So it was like, oh yeah, cool. It's cool to see as well. Microsoft are like, we won a game award. We won, Technically, I think they won 2. But it's always for the most random shit. It's
You
like
said it.
Xbox.
You said it in the energy of, do you know that meme of like the 3 people getting the awards and the guy's like biting his medal and spraying
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The champagne. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is though. It's like, what would you rather? You'd probably want to win like Game of the Year or best action game, these kind of things. And they were like, yeah, we won innovation and accessibility, which I do think is important. I think it's great, but it's kind of funny. Best. Oh, that's not best sports game. Why don't I put best sports game there? Damn it. I've made a boo-boo. Best sports game was Mario Kart. So Mario Kart World, which again I thought was okay. It was like best sports / racing game. Best esports game was Counter-Strike 2, which I was kind of surprised because Counter-Strike 2 came out. I was a lot of people were not particularly hot on it, eh? It was, yeah. People were just kind of like, eh. People wanted CS:GO back. So, yeah. But no, good to see anyway. I do like Counter-Strike. Not to go on about the esports stuff too much, but well, I say as we're talking about esports, but I did briefly have like a Tier 2, Tier 3 Counter-Strike team back in the day with Lost Souls. It completely fucking fell apart. We had this one player, super cool dude called Marco. Shout out to Marco. And the team was he was super, super good. He sometimes would have not great plays in clutch moments, which was unfortunate, but he was like by far the best player of the team, like super, super good. And then once he got an offer to join a better team, and we were like, look, we don't want to hold this guy back, we'll let him go. The rest of the players were like, they realized he was the in-game leader, he was the most elite player, and they're like, some of them were like, yeah, we're retiring from like semi-pro. And immediately, as soon as Marco left, the entire team fucking fell apart. It was like, oh fuck. Oh no. Like, he's this British lad, he's such a cool dude. And yeah, so anyway, that's what it got me talking about the Lost Souls days. Best esports athlete was Chovy, who's a League of Legends player. Best esports team was Team Vitality. Best mobile game, Stephen, you're a weeb, mate. How do you pronounce that again?
Umamasumi?
There we go, that's better than me. Pretty Derby, that's just the anime girl horse racing game on best mobile game. Kind of glad to see that though. I thought it was going to be something else. Like I thought it was just going to be like Genshin Impact, or I can't remember what was on that list now, but something
Bang
like
Bang
that, more that
Legends.
type of game. That's right. I think that's what I picked. I think I picked that because I saw like their esports tournament, like their turnout was insane. It was like absurd.
It's a
But
massive
this,
game.
yeah, yeah, it's absolutely absurd. I was like, surely it's got to be something like that. But no, this game is very, very different from that type of game. And as much as this is not my thing, and a couple of weebs I know play it, shout out to Mulrick and Hamish. I'll name drop them. Yeah, something really quite different. So it's cool to see. You know, we love seeing different things winning, whether it's what we're into or not. Best independent game was Clear Obscure Expedition 33. What's great game? Easily my game of the year, 100%. Not really an indie game.
No.
They had to publish it. Like you could argue. I'm just realizing like now maybe it's because the team is independently owned and they're not owned by Kepler Interactive as far as I know. So maybe that's what they're saying.
Perhaps
But someone
they should
published your game for you. You're not self-publishing. Doesn't take away from how great
No,
the game is.
no,
The game
no.
is amazing. I think it's the best game of the year, and I don't think it's particularly close.
Perhaps they should have a AA category.
Yeah, so even something like that in best AA, or just like, I don't know. How would you spin this? How would you have one? Because indie is self-published. So Hades 2, for example, Supergiant publish all their own games. By definition, is an indie game. Team Cherry with Hollow Knight Silksong, they self-publish. It's an indie game. In any of these kind of things. So, maybe they just need to change the title of being like best self-published game?
Or best breakout game?
Even best breakout, yeah. I think that's cool as well. Because breakout doesn't have to be also your first game. You could be a studio that's made a couple of like, you know, which technically something like a Baldur's Gate 3 could win. And some people are like, oh, Divinity was popular. Baldur's Gate like 10x probably all their games combined. So
yeah,
you know, so something like that I think is a cool idea for an award. Best adaptation, The Last of Us Season 2, which is, when I looked at the list, I was like, I don't know if anything on here is that good. So that was my guess, and it won, and Season 2 was not as good as Season 1.
It was cool that Druckmann came to accept the award. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. People have said a lot of things about him, and most of which does not seem to be true. People just hate him, and I don't think it's warranted. He seems like you see him in interviews and stuff, he seems like a pretty humble and down-to-earth guy. Seems pretty chill, so cool to see him accept that award, considering that obviously that's the only thing they're nominated for the show. So, yeah, cool to see him there, and should be celebrated and deserves to be. Best action game was Hades 2. Great to see, which I do think as well. I think in other years, I think Hades probably would have won more awards, to be honest, than Expedition 33. was just sweeping. So
I personally thought, and this is just my bias, absolute bias, Ninja Gaiden, but it was also nice that when they did a speech for Hades 2, they brought up their first game. Shout out Bastion.
Yeah, I love Bastion.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's so cool. There was also, I loved, like, because now Bastion changed the way, like, it was obvious, a word I was familiar with, the word calamity, but I love when they're just, like, talking about the calamity as this, like, event that happens in the world. And that's what I think of now, and, like, Souls games often have, like, an event that happens. Like, Elden Ring has an event that happens, and now I just think of it as like the calamity, you know, like for all of it. Like, here's when the major world event happens, which turns the world into shit. And Bastion completely changed the way I think about all those things. It's just that word that comes up. But yeah, Bastion's such a fucking good game. Supergiant have been killing it. It was so cool seeing as well the two guys that went up for that award. Whether it did they win any others? No. When they went up for that award, I was like, oh shit, those are the guys from like the devlogs I remember seeing from like Bastion back in the day. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Still going hard.
Very, very cool. Yeah. Really, really cool to see. Best performance was Jennifer English for Expedition 33, which Look, I did pick Ben Starr, but I'm biased. I wanted Ben Starr to win. However, I do think she probably gave the better performance overall. Just for me, it's that last little bit at the end of the game where Ben Starr beats her for me. But happy to see her win. Also, people are saying, many are saying this, Stephen, over the last 4 game of the year awards that have happened, right? The last 4 game awards. Jennifer English has been in 3 out of 4 of the winners. Son, yes, her role in Elden Ring was 12. It was 12 lines. That was it. However, she was in there. I'm just saying.
Talented individual.
If you want to win Game of the Year, you hire Jennifer English. All right. Look, maybe she did a little cameo role in Astro Bot as well. I don't know. I didn't look at all the names in the credits. Astro Bot's such a funny outlier. It's so funny. I loved Astro Bot. It was easily my Game of the Year as well. In a competitive year, there was many things I enjoyed last year, but I didn't expect Astro Bot to win. But I was like, that's my Game of the Year, and then it won. It was amazing. But it's so funny seeing it like. Because so many people probably look at that and see like the heads of the Hydra. You know, you've got Elden Ring.
Yeah.
You know, looking serious. You've got Baldur's Gate 3. You've got Expedition 33. You've got these, and then you got this goofy ass one at the end at Astrobot. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But it is such an outstanding game. It really is. I absolutely adore it. Games for Impact was South of Midnight, which makes sense. I feel like I know as well this is a little bit of a non-category for a lot of people, but I enjoyed a lot of South of Midnight. It wasn't perfect. Definitely, there's things that they could do, I think, better. But I enjoyed it for what it was. Partly because I didn't pay $100 for it and played it on Game Pass.
And the art direction is immaculate.
Yeah, love the art direction, the sound and music and all of that is really, really good as well. I thought it was really good performance as well from the main character. Yeah, so I'm glad it got a little shine. Best ongoing game was No Man's Sky. Didn't even realize it was still getting updates.
Exactly.
Had no idea. So it's cool to see how much they turned it around. Best audio design, Battlefield 6. This was something that we were like a little uncertain of, but Battlefield 6, I have heard audio design is very good. So, cool. Content Creator of the Year. The only one that I actually have watched out of all of them really was Moist Critical. So it was that was pretty critical.
Poopy fart butthole. You absolute buffoon.
Dude, it's like he's here with us. You do have a little bit of a Moist Critical look, like not entirely, but there's like you could easily do like a Moist Critical cosplay.
No,
put on a white t-shirt.
I'll just start scamming people on Cameo and call myself like slightly critical.
What is it? Damp crit miss? I don't know.
Damn crit! Damn crit! Damp critterus.
Okay, we had best fighting game, Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. I don't think it was a big year for fighting games, to be honest. When you look at it, so it does make sense. I think I picked the Capcom collection. People were like, they paid for this, and I was like, bro, there weren't that many, like, you know, it was like we've got a re-release of a game with some new content and characters, or we've got a remaster of these games and so on. So I think it makes sense that the completely new game won.
You could definitely tell that it wasn't a big year for fighting games where, two of the nominations were collections. Not knocking that, but those aren't new.
We didn't have a new massive budget, like we didn't have a Tekken, a Street Fighter, we didn't have a Mortal Kombat or another NetherRealm game. We didn't have like a massive Arxis game like that. Tokon Fighters, which is supposed to be coming out next year, the Marvel one. All the big players didn't go. And I know that like Fatal Fury and King of Fighters and stuff like that, they're still like popular games. But they're like the tier down,
And
it makes sense.
To be fair, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, like Virtua Fighter 5, an old game, got remade on the RGG engine, Originally on like PS4, PS5. Revo is coming to like Steam repackaged, so that too, not a new game, but it was nice that it was part of the nominations.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, well done to to Fatal Fury. Who is that? That's SNK, isn't it?
SNK.
Yeah. Dude, was this the one that had Ronaldo in it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. It was ridiculous.
And a DJ.
Shout out to the Saudis. We love you guys. just watch this episode and not any of the other ones, all right?
Yeah.
Nothing. I'd say slander, but it's true things being said. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We don't. Beheading journalists is cool.
This is
glad that won't get clipped out of context.
This is a non-canon episode, but it's the realest we've ever been. So shout out to the.
Game Changer Award was to Girls Make Games, helping. Sounds like they're little camps and things where they teach young girls and stuff how to make video games and so on.
I thought that was really cool. Like,
yeah.
I think this is the only time you can use this phrase, and that's get them young, get them.
Jesus Christ.
Get them getting them learning video games, video game design, because there is going to be that new wave of younger people, like, propping the bar up even higher. So if we can get those minds familiar with the tech, familiar with how to make video games, just, I'd say like 10 plus years time, there's going to be bangers coming out. And I think it's also cool that, say, if my daughter showed interest in video games beyond just playing them, it's like, there are like things that support that interest, and I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's cool that there is an initiative there as well, and especially in a very male-dominated industry. Like, I think years ago I might have felt differently. It's like, why not get all kids to learn it? But I think that, you told us like video games are for boys, and then there's an outlet that actually just encourages girls to learn them, in that kind of environment. So,
that was real cool.
Yeah, it was cool as well. They got girls on stage. One of them was clearly like quite. I don't mean this as an insult either, quite awkward and stuff. I'd be fucking awkward in front of that many people, bro. I'd be fucking sweating bullets.
I'm pretty sure the game she worked on was called Paper Trail. Game about you have a broken arm and your imagination comes to life to haunt you.
Yeah. It sounded like quite a cool idea, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Keep our eyes out for that one. Best action adventure game into Hollow Knight Silksong. So it was good seeing that, especially after such a long wait. It was, it's cool. Oh, I now see the error of my ways. I will, in terms of the doc, I'll get to that. Best art direction, went to Expedition 33, and I noticed then, it's like, when they were reading the nominations, crowd cheered so hard for Expedition 33 when the name came up. I was like, oh, fuck. This one, people were like, oh, how did this one best art direction? Look at these other games and stuff. And I was like, art direction was really good in this. It was really cool. There was a lot of cool design. I think I picked Hades too, because I do think I really like the Hades artwork. I think they nailed it, but I'm not mad to see this either. I think the art, design in general and direction was great in this game. Really good. Because people go, oh, look at this. It's like, this is art direction. This isn't most hyper-realistic graphics. So I don't give a fuck about hyper-realistic graphics. I don't care about realism in games personally at all. And this is art direction. This is why most of the Souls games still look good, is because they're not visual powerhouses, but their art direction is amazing. So most of them still look good now. And it's more important than graphics. And I will die on this hill. Best sim/strategy game was Final Fantasy Tactics, which, yeah, fair.
Yeah,
I know it's a remake, but it seems like, it's a pretty good choice. Best debut indie, it's not an indie, but Expedition 33 is a debut game though, which also very impressive for a debut game, and made under 10 made with a budget under $10 million. Fucking absurd. Just to put into perspective, Spider-Man was $300 million. Spider-Man 2. Sony spent $200 million on Concord, which had allegedly spent $200 million under their previous publisher before that. It's a $400 million game that got shut down in less than 2 weeks. This was $10 million. Invest your money smarter. So this is where I went wrong before. This is the best sports/racing. Oh no, I've kicked myself ahead anyway. That was Mario Kart World. Best score/music. Expedition 33, of course. I don't think this one was particularly close. When you actually, Hades music's amazing. I love the Hades soundtrack. But when you heard the music like side by side, the snippets of it, it was so obvious to me how like everything else was great, but how exceptional the soundtrack is when you heard it, the snippets of it compared to everything else, you're like, oh, it's a fucking no-brainer. This is the only one that really stood out against the others, I felt like. Even though, like I say, I love the Hades soundtrack. It's really fucking good. But, man, this was, yeah, like I say, this was the no-brainer for me. What about you, Stephen?
Oh, 833. And I love the Hades soundtrack. And I don't know if you, because I haven't spent any money on the little jukebox in game, but Hades music is great, but there isn't a song that goes as hard as the one in Hades 1. The main theme.
You're right. I agree. I think both soundtracks are amazing, and I'd say maybe the Hades 2 soundtrack is better overall than the Hades 1. However, the main Hades theme, yeah, it's so good. Dude, I remember when you're walking around, so the way that it worked in both games, but the fact there's like 2 soundtracks that they layer over each other, so you've got like the chill one, and there's like the bass in the chill one is really fucking cool when you hear it twang, and it's fucking awesome, and when your Zagreus just honing around, and then as soon as you get to combat, it immediately overlays the battle version of the same song over top of it. It's exceptional. Like it is masterful like music design. Similar thing happened in Doom, and I can't remember if it was the first or the second or both. Might have been from dude, I'm struggling. Why am I forgetting the name of it? Doom Eternal. Anyway, it escapes me. I finish it, I swear. I'm not a poser. But yes, this was a no-brainer for me. So Stephen will see my document. I'm a little out of whack. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3. Makes sense. Still getting played by a heap of people. It's done really well. Best VR/AR. I think this is one I accidentally missed off when we were doing our list previously. The Midnight Walk, which was cool. This is what I thought. This is like a little claymation horror game. It looks really, really cool. Best RPG, Expedition 33. So this is something I found interesting. I was listening to Defining Duke, which is an Xbox podcast, and they were talking about how they feel like even though Expedition 33 should be Game of the Year, they're like, best RPG should go to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And it was just like, but because of all the RPG mechanics, and it's such like an RPG, you know. But I was like, yeah, but Expedition 33 is an RPG as well, right? So yeah. They're like, that should have won. I was like, it wouldn't make sense in my mind, for this other game to win Best RPG and Expedition 33 to win Game of the Year. You know, like it just that doesn't make sense in my mind, because if this is the better game and they're both RPGs, isn't this the better RPG? They're both different types of RPGs.
Yeah. So but to the average man, meaning myself, when I think RPG, I think in the, and I know that I'm missing a letter, but I think in the JRPG sense of like turn-based combat.
Yeah, and I think as well it does. RPG is more broad than that now as well. I know, you know, we've got Diablo is an action RPG, and then you've got like Elden Ring, which is a different kind of action RPG. You've got your Skyrims, which is not quite what Kingdom Come Deliverance is, but more like that, you know, more like your Skyrims or your Witcher and stuff like that. So I think RPG is a pretty diverse kind of genre, but
Umbrella Tomb.
Yeah, they're both RPGs, and this was considered the better game. I don't have any friends that have played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 yet, but I know our boy Script was probably going to get to it. He loved the first one, and I'd love to hear thoughts from a friend on the game. It's not my type of game. I don't personally have the interest in playing it. It's a shame it didn't win any awards, because apparently it is amazing, but bro, this is Expedition 33's world, and we're just living it.
Wouldn't it be
Players' Voice Award.
This is just
Sorry, go.
Claire Obscure's Expedition, and we're just living in it?
Just the painting that we're you know, invested in.
Pondering.
Player's Voice. This is why people are like, there should actually be more. There should be more, like, the fan involvement should be more. We should actually get more of a say. This is why you don't get more of a fucking say, because I'm going to pronounce it the way I read it, okay? Because I know it's wrong. Wuthering Waves. And it's actually Wuthering, don't care.
Werther's Original Waves?
Yeah, give me that shit. I know it's not a terrible game, but it's a gacha game. Why would it... I don't know, have some self-respect. You know? Have some self-respect, damn it. Don't vote this as your game of the year for your gacha slop. Come on now. Jesus. And it's like Genshin Impact won another year. It's like all this... What are we doing? I played a little bit of Genshin. I don't think it's a terrible game, but there's no way that shit's like a game of the year kind of contender. And this is why Player's Voice means fucking nothing, because you vote shit. If it was like Kingdom Come Deliverance or something, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Fuck, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I know, people got behind that and rallied. Sure, I get it. Silk Song, absolutely. Wuthering Waves, bro, this is... What are we doing here? This is why. This is why the gamers don't get the respect we deserve. It's because of cunts like you. It's like at the Time magazine, it's like, person of the year, you. It's like me just calling someone else, like, what the fuck? What do you say fuck me for? It's not that deep. I'm just having a laugh. But, best narrative, Expedition 33. I mean, I felt like that one was a given, to be honest. Best multiplayer game, Arc Raiders. Yeah, shout out to Shroud on this one, mate. Here we fucking fist pumping to himself, like, yeah, we got one. Best game direction, Expedition 33. Hell yeah, brother. Game of the year, the big one. Can you guess, Stephen? Can you guess who won it?
Expedition 33.
How'd you know?
Because I put...
And this one, of course, the emotional music plays again, and I was like, oh I knew they were going to win. Oh, but yeah, so it was awesome. They flew out the whole fucking team, because yes, they had some like outside freelancers. I almost said freeloaders. I was like, what? That's not the right word. I don't mean that. But yes, it was 32 people and a dog. It was a team of 33 people, which kind of funny, but that was apparently not part of the plan. Yeah, so to the awards, I'm pretty happy with where the chips landed for that one. I believe it was 9 awards that they won, which I think has tied now for the most awards, which is cool. So yeah, really, really cool to see. You can do a lot. You can do a lot with a really good idea and a passionate team when you split from Ubisoft. Hearing as well, like, just them posting things on Reddit or for like, we're looking for voice talent for this ambitious AA game, posting shit like that on Reddit back in the day, or finding the guy who did the music on SoundCloud and shit like that. Like, just people with a really good idea and people just who wanted to work hard on a really cool project. So really well deserved. We love to see it.
A collection of great minds and visionaries just coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first game. So yeah, obviously we get into the trailers now. The first game was called The Free Shepherd. It's a game where you play as a farm dog, which looks like a border collie, and you're just rounding up sheep. It's like a deep third-person camera. On I don't know where it's supposed to be based, but it looked like almost like a Scottish hillside would be my guess. But then you see some kind of monolith rising from this hillside, and it's releasing in 2027. You're like, oh, that looks like a cute, wee, cozy game. And then you see that kind of monolith rising, you're like, oh, there's going to be something else here. I don't know, it looks interesting.
I mean this with love and as a compliment, but when watching it, it's just like, oh yeah, no, this looks cool. And then when you see stuff, it's like, and even the art style reminds me, it's like, bro, what are the chances there's going to be some Ico fucking bullshit happening? And yeah. what was the name? What was the game after Ico? Something Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus. I was like, what are the chances going to be some sort of Shadow of the Colossus sort of bullshit happening? I also like at the end of the trailer, the dog's just rubbing his back.
Yeah. Alex's dog, she loves just having a roll around on the grass. You mow the lawn and she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to roll in that shit.
I'm green now, by the way.
She walks in just covered in grass all over her back. You're like, what are you doing, you silly girl? She does it. She's nearly 13 and that dog's still just being an absolute goober. So, farm dog things, eh? Next game was Decrepit. So it's a first-person dark fantasy game. It looks Souls-inspired, but it's not a Souls-like. So you deal with a lot of undead creatures you're fighting off that look quite uncomfortable designs, which look quite cool, and there's a few spiders and stuff. This game looks interesting. It's a game that it's not necessarily a day one, but I've got an eye on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a Steven game. Next game, Audio Mech. So it looks like a third-person arcade action game. And you play the game to your own music, essentially.
Done by
this time you're in a little spaceship firing off at things and so on, and yeah, there's a demo out now.
And it's done by the dude who did Audio Surf?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to play this game and chuck on some death metal with heavy footwork and blast beats and then just be like, this game too hard.
Yeah, we don't really listen to music that's great for this type of game.
No.
Yeah, I'd have to be like, all right, we'll put on the slower songs because otherwise it's too frantic.
But I'm happy because I really enjoyed Audio Surf.
Yeah, it's very, very popular. It used to be way back in the day. It used to be like on the top charts on Steam, like all the time, like way back when. Yeah, there was a trailer for Guild Wars 2, Visions of Eternity. Look, if you haven't played Guild Wars 2, mate, like, is it going to happen for you? The game came out a long time ago. This came out in 2012.
I remember
the 13-year-old game.
Dude, I remember they did that business model of you buy the game like once, then there's like no subscription fee or anything. That's kicking it back a while. But also I don't know when they did it, but then they went free to play. Yep. So the game's got legs. I don't know how wobbly or old those legs are, but the game has legs.
Yeah, which is cool. It's cool to see them this far down the track still adding to it, which is cool. There was a trailer for Escape from Duckov, which was quite funny to see. This one was more of like a kind of ad, but surprised to see this here. It was a top-down single-player extraction game. It's a big piss take on the Tarkov formula, but it is very fun. They're like, there's a new region unlocking. You're like, oh, cool. So funny to see this here. Didn't expect it at all. Is it pronounced Pragmata or Pragmata? I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'm just going to say Pragmata. So we've seen this a couple times now, but it's a third-person sci-fi action game. And this trailer spent a lot of time showing off you the main character and your wee robot girl's like relationship, which was nice. It was it was quite fun seeing that, and that's got a release date now of April 24th next year, and I believe there's a demo out. Is this something that interests you, Stephen?
Okay, the first couple of times we saw trailers for it, I was like, I don't know if it's going to be for me, but this one sort of brought me around. Like, I liked it where it's that scene of you're on the ground and there's a robot about to attack you. You do like a little sort of like mini game puzzle. The girl does one. Yeah. And like takes control of the robot, and I was just like, no, I writ you off the first time because I was like, oh, third person shooter. But also, I love it when Capcom is winning. So maybe not a day one, but it's definitely given me more interest than I've had prior.
Yeah, looks cool. I think it's going to be a game that I reckon I'll play the demo and see if I vibe with it, and that'll kind of decide if I get it or not.
Yeah.
We got Solasta 2. So it's a strategy game, looked very similar to Baldur's Gate 3 in terms of the type of gameplay. As well, dark fantasy, and yeah, it's a party of 6. Essentially, and they kept talking about, it's like, oh, your party, and it's like you're talking about your group, so your characters are all interlinked in some way. It's probably some destiny or prophecy or some kind of fantasy shit like that. I was going to say fantasy slop, which I mean, kind of. I don't actually mean that as a bad thing in this sense. Yeah, it could be good. I think it's, it could be a while until, because there's a trailer that we saw coming up that it may not be the type of game that we think it is in terms of gameplay. So this might be what Baldur's Gate 3 fans can have for, this type of game to tide them over for a while. Ben Starr's in it as well. Shout out Ben Starr. We love Ben Starr.
I will say one thing that I was just like, oh, this reminds me of Baldur's Gate. And there's a scene where you're like, they're sort of in a cave, and there's like a little bit of a heli bit. And I was like, that looks a lot like the scene in Baldur's Gate where you fight the owlbear. I was like, Yeah,
definitely looked like it had a bit of that energy for sure. So, not such a bad thing though. No. Probably good to get a few more games in that kind of genre. Keep the nerds happy. This one is interesting. Tankrat. There's a third-person tank combat game, and you get to build and customize your tank. The boss fights look pretty big. It looked like it cut away from the bosses pretty quick, but it looked like one was a giant fucking chainsaw. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
One looked like it had legs and high heels.
Yeah, it was super interesting designs going on. And your tank looks not as much like a traditional tank. It looks like you're supposed to be much faster. It looks like you're much more mobile in it. There's a bit of a sci-fi vibe going on as well. Spring 2026. Looks interesting, man. I don't know if it's my type of game, but looks cool.
Well, I like the fact it's not so much you're riding in the tank. You're this little junky, I don't mean like drugs junkie, but like junkyard looking robot, and you're possessing tanks. Yeah. And
which is a cool idea. It's not like as well. It's not like a why have I forgotten the name of that tank combat game?
Was it are you talking about when they had that at
World of Tanks?
The one where they showed no gameplay, just had some friggin' falling in reverse core like music of a cinematic of these tanks just circling each other.
Yeah, and we're like, okay, but is this like a serious tank combat? I was thinking of World of Tanks though, which is like the serious tank combat game.
I think
this is not that. This is more arcadey and
that's
silly,
what I like.
and I like that.
Yeah.
This has got me far more interested than a serious simulator. Just looks fun. So yeah, spring 2026. So I'll keep an eye on this. I forgot about that other trailer though. And you said that like Corey falling in reverse type. I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember now. I like though they're trying to capture like early 2000s energy in some trailers, like every now and again. It's kind of fun. Bradley the Badger.
Oh my goodness.
there's a third-person platformer in what appears to be like an unfinished game, and it shows like a Bloodborne-inspired area, a Cyberpunk, a Last of Us, all these types of things. Like it's bizarre, and then in the trailer, he shows up in the real world just as a man wearing like a panda hat. You're like, what the fuck is this? There's ex-Red Dead developers and Mario and Rabbids, which is like the XCOM, like Baby's first XCOM, and those Mario Rabbids games are actually pretty good. Like, I genuinely think they are super underrated as a Ubisoft hater. Genuinely very good games. So, yeah, I gotta see what this is. This is on my radar. It's got my curiosity. Yeah, on my radar. I added it to the Steam wish list. I think this was the first game I added to the wish list. It was there. I think Pragmata might have already been on my wish list. So I was like, I'm interested. This could be real hit or miss. But
I enjoyed it because, like, sort of looked at it, saw mascot platformer, and I was like, so I'm going in with zero expectations. Not a knock on the genre, and then it's just like, oh, he steps out and everything's grimdark. It's like, alright. And then I see that Badgerborn, and I was like, okay. And it shows him doing gruesome combos, execution moves. I was like, alright, we like contrast. And yeah, they did the Cyberpunk one, and he turns into a fucking not a rectangle, not an oblong, but he becomes a shape and just starts rolling up the side of a building. I was like, alright, and then it kicks to, it's like, oh, it's an incomplete game. And I was like, okay. At first I thought it was like, yeah, okay, this is maybe this just trying to do a Little Big Planet or something. Like you create your own level sort of dealio. And then when it shows the actors and stuff, the guy in the bare feet, the guy in the makeup, and the guy in the you say panda hat, but I was just like, raccoon.
Oh, it's a badger.
It's a badger. Oh, I got it! Damn it!
Yeah,
I was meant to say badger.
I don't know why I said panda hat. But Bradley the badger.
Yeah.
Not Perry the fucking panda.
Or Murray.
Lewis, think.
Or like Andrew the ambiguous animal.
Yeah, that's the sequel.
But no, I was just like, I like it because I thought I knew where you were going, and now I'm lost. So you have my attention.
It feels like a very meta game about game design and things like that as well. And yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely interested in this. We love seeing real different things, especially on something that you said at the start. You're like, mascot platformer, yay! It's the early 2000s, which I mean, Astro World was my game of the year last year. So I love a mascot platformer.
There wasn't a knock. It was more of I've sort of seen it all before. Like,
it's been done.
Yeah,
it's absolutely been done. I completely understand.
Oh, saying it's all been done sounds a little bit negative. More of it's like I know what you are. You're well established.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah, and I mean that's how I think a lot of people felt out the gates on that. So, this is a weird one. Stupid Never Dies.
Well.
It's a third-person action game that you're a zombie boy with your human girlfriend. I thought originally you'd play as both characters, but I think it only showed gameplay of the zombie boy. It's releasing next year, so 2026, and it's ex-Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, and Dragon's Dogma devs. I think it definitely showed ex-Devil May Cry in there, but it's this weird, like, campy kind of thing. I don't think this is my thing at all, but the gameplay did look pretty tight.
I'm not gonna bash my armrests again to show approval, but I was just like, this is... yeah. It's the campiness and the sort of colourfulness gave me Lollipop Chainsaw-esque vibes.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And what was the other one? Shadows of the Damned as well, kind of the tone, kind of similar. Yeah.
And when they were just like, when they were showing like they do that song, I was like, okay, this is campy, this is nice, and I was expecting it just to be there, but then they showed the gameplay, and hack and slashes like your Devil May Cry's, your Ninja Gaidens, that tickles, that scratches an itch for me. But there was that one scene where he like summons all those zombies from the ground. They've all got like bombs on them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh nah, that's sick.
It's a cool move.
Yeah.
There could be some really cool stuff. There could be some cool like upgrade kind of trees and so on for like abilities and so on as well. Yeah.
Also,
it's definitely got potential.
It also gives me like the sort of like don't like using the word, but quirkiness of that
I'm
game.
not like the other girls.
Yeah. Romeo is a dead man.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of that. It is very Japanese in this, and like I always say, let the Japanese do Japanese things because it's them trying to do their like, because the characters are like clearly as well their idea of like Western people, like Americans, right?
Yeah.
Their idea of that, and it's very very silly. So definitely interested in seeing more. Not sure if it's my thing, but yeah, it looks fun. And I feel like this is a game that it could be a gameplay as king kind of situation. So, so after this, we end up kicking off to the main show, and they start off with some music from Expedition 33, and you're like, wonder if this could be some foreshadowing of how these awards are going to go. And then the Jeff sizzle reel played, which I thought was cool. I mentioned earlier about him editing it together. Really, really cool. And then it just kicks into what a lot of people, and many have been saying, thought was one of the best trailers of the show. I don't think it showed me enough, but people have been wanting... So this was Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. People have been wanting anything Old Republic for a long time, you know, with KOTOR. The KOTOR remake supposed to be coming out for forever, but keeps getting passed around like a girl at a frat party.
Whoa.
I'm not saying that again. It's terrible. But it kept going from different studios and stuff, and then Sony was originally publishing it, and then they were like, yeah, we don't want any part in this, and then it got changed to a different team, and, you know. Yeah, so look, from what they said as well, it seems like it's going to be a third-person kind of action RPG, is what it sounds like. It's a single-player game. It's the director of KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, and Mass Effect, who's working on it, ex-BioWare. The rumours were going around, like, that is going to be releasing in 2030, because it's early, but the guy said, the director, I can't remember his name, I'm not a BioWare guy, I don't know all the guys' names, but he was like, yeah, I'm not getting any younger, we plan on releasing before then. So, maybe 2028? We'll see. It'll come out when it comes out, So, yeah, but, you see a woman flying a ship, you hear a lightsaber, you get close to the face, you hear a lightsaber, and then you see a little bit of light, you're like, okay, we don't know anything about it except Fate of the Old Republic, so I'm guessing it's going to be showing kind of the downfall of the Old Republic, which I think is a really cool setting for something like this, for Star Wars. And it's one of those things that has generally been left alone. When all the extended universe stuff, they're like, nah, not canon. This has generally been left alone. So a lot of these fans of this era should be happy.
I have a bud who's been playing through the old KOTORs, and then he's just like, dude, other Star Wars game, like new Star Wars games, just need to fuck off. It's just like this was so good. It's like, is it janky? Yes. Does it have bugs? Yes. Is the graphics dated? Absolutely. It's just like, but no, this is a satisfying RPG. He's like, all your new games, like what was the last Star Wars game that came out that underperformed?
Oh, underperformed.
Or
Good question, because Jedi Survivor did well, but the performance was really bad. Game performance.
No, no. Was it the game before that? The one they spent fucking bank on. The one where you're not a Jedi.
Oh, Star Wars Outlaws?
Yeah. He was just like, that game, he's like, those sort of games can fuck off. He's like, it's like, this series, great. Peak Star Wars games.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously, it's a Ubisoft open world game. I'm like, nah, whatever, right? Apparently, with a lot of the updates it's received, I'm hearing good things about Star Wars Outlaws, though. I know as well, people are wanting this full RPG and that, but Star Wars Outlaws is probably, like, if you like the Ubisoft formula of games, that kind of open world, it's probably a bit of fun. But, yeah, I think there's room for both, though, So we'll see when this comes out, whenever. And probably 2028 at the earliest, but probably later. We'll see. And then it cut to Miss Piggy flirting with Jeff Keighley, which, look, I don't care for this stuff. This was I alluded to earlier. I don't need this shit at all. Some people like it. He clearly loves the Muppets. There's always Muppets in like all of his shows and so on. He's got connections there, and it's probably something that he grew up with. To be fair, it's that kind of generation as well. So I'm like, I get it. Look, I'm not saying get rid of it, but I'm like, I don't need it.
You don't need to live out this. You don't need to live out your fantasies on stage.
Yeah, like we don't. Look, something. Amy Schumer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be that mean, but it's too late. I don't need this in these shows, but I think I don't know.
But there's a lot of people who enjoyed it.
Yeah, so you can keep it in there. It's fine. There was then an ad for a bunch of Capcom games on sale, which had some content creators. The one I recognise, Maximilian Dude.
Yes.
There. And I gotta say, look, the lady who plays Lady D, she's all right. But man, there is something about that kind of woman that I'm like, oh, I know, is this awakening something in me? I don't know. Just saying. Something wrong with me, Stephen. Maybe I want to be stepped on. I couldn't tell you.
I mean, yeah, but I was more distracted at the fact of it had "Let's Go Maximilian Dude." I was just like,
yeah,
I'm glad that dude's getting like, I don't want to say recognition because people know who he is. Like he will. I remember when he was playing Dragon Ball Fighters, and like the people took on some feedback. He said so. People respect his opinion in the fighting game industry. And it was just nice that he was there. I was like, hell yeah.
Absolutely. And so many personalities in these fighting game communities are just the most insufferable people. So I think that they chose one of the best people. It would have been him or our boy Justin Wong would have been like the best pick. So I think they chose someone who's just great representative of the FGC. He's awesome. What would have
been good if they got Justin Wong is if Lady D starts rocking up against him or like raising his voice, he stands up and goes to point. It's like, no, you listen here. And as soon as he points the finger, she parries it.
It would have happened, eh? It would have happened. Yeah. Oh, dude. It's so funny. Yeah, so it was, as far as an ad goes, pretty good.
It was good.
Pretty good. Capcom actually have some pretty good sales as well. So, yeah, and look, I know I speak for everyone here when I say, yeah, I would look. Sometimes I just want to be picked up and cradled by an 8-foot tall woman. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
With muscles. What?
I'll never experience that, Stephen. As a 6'3" man, I'll never experience that. And you know what? Thank God, I don't actually want that.
And as a 4'5" man. There's still time.
there is hope for you. Hell, I'll drive around there right now and pick you up, mate.
Chuck you over the shoulder. No, hands under the arms and just swing me around. And you're like, I'm going home now. Drop me mid-air. Yeah. Break my teeth.
Mate. You're fine. So they had an ad for Battlefield Red Sec. And bro, this was really cringe. I didn't see enough people talking about how cringe this was. And he's like, Red Sec, oh! Bro, this might have hit like 10 years ago. But I couldn't believe like more people weren't being like, bro, what the fuck is this?
It just looks like it was left from the Newgrounds cutting room floor.
Yeah, I didn't care for it, but it is what it is. You know, it's fine. Getting RedSec out there. We love a bit of competition for Battle Royale, especially because it needs it. So we go to another trailer. Soulframe Founders, the third-person action RPG. By the looks of things, it's dark fantasy. Didn't show much. Actually, I don't know if it's an action RPG. It's an action game, but it looked like it would have some RPG elements, but they didn't show us enough. And then I was like, oh, okay, I looked into it afterwards. This is the Warframe devs. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? So, yeah, Digital Extremes. I thought this looked interesting. So, they've done well with Warframe. They've turned it into a forever game, and I'll be honest, didn't see that coming when I played it way back when. I was like, it's alright. So, yeah, maybe they've got the same plan for this, but in a more fantasy setting. So, yeah, I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, some of the armor, like, they're wearing, it's just like, this looks like Warframe-y. But
yeah, a little bit of almost a sci-fi touch on fantasy in terms of the armor design, which I actually quite like.
Correct.
There's a game we've seen before, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. So first-person shooter, action game. Looks like it's designed to be like a co-op kind of game, much like Left 4 Dead. Heaps of Left 4 Dead energy in this. Made by Saber, who did World War Z, which I actually really liked, and Space Marine 2. They're really good at these kind of hordes of enemies types of games as well. Looks like a lot of fun. It's coming out the 12th of March next year. So it's a game that, if the price is right, I could see us getting the boys together to play something like this.
Again, like, yes, my only complaint is each time I've seen this game mentioned, my simian brain goes like, oh, that based on that movie, Toxic Avenger.
I did last time this came up. I did the same thing. I remember I fucked that up mid-show, and then we're like, oh shit, that's a different thing. I keep thinking this exact same thing. I forgot to mention on here in my notes, but there was like a heady synthwave kind of like 80s synthwave playing as well. Fucking awesome. It was really cool in that trailer. I enjoyed that a lot. Alright, so here, the next one, this is one that I think was, as a trailer, probably the trailer of the show, but didn't show any gameplay or anything. So, I'll get to what the game is, but I'll just describe first what we see is like a bunch of people dressed as like peasants just start walking into the arena or whatever you call it, wherever the Game Awards is, and then the screen turns like grey. People start like floating, like people are clearly lifted up by like, you know, they're attached to harnesses and so on, and then you start seeing like some like demonic kind of imagery and shit like that on the screen, and it's flashing, and you're like, oh, gee, all right, some shit's going on. Then it cuts to the game, so you're seeing a man is being like burnt alive inside this like
effigy,
almost like burning. Yeah, it is effigy that they're just starting to burn. And everyone's cheering it on as this man's burning. It's like really graphic. He's screaming. You're like, oh fuck, all right. You see the flesh melt off his skin, like off his bones. You're like, oh fucking hell, this is gruesome. And then then it unleashes some kind of demonic presence, and everyone's running away screaming. And as some fucked shit started to happen from this guy's body, like. And then the Larian logo appears, and you're like, oh, here we go. This is it. So this was the mysterious sculpture that was in the desert. Turns out was them, and and it's called the Hellstone. And it looks like everyone who was there around that effigy, it's their bodies and stuff that have then become part of this Hellstone. It's like, which is pretty edgy. And then the logo comes up, and it's Divinity. So they see it as like, this is not a sequel. This is not a Divinity Original Sin game. And I saw some people on Twitter, I was like, yeah, but they didn't say this isn't a Divinity game. Sure enough, that's what it is. So they've said it's going to be larger than Baldur's Gate 3, which is absurd because that game is massive, but they haven't said what type of game it is. So if it was an original Sin game, it would have been, I imagine, very, very similar to that kind of Baldur's Gate 3. But they've done kind of more action-y games in the past as well. So we don't know yet. I think it's in their best interest to do it as a turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
Tactical. Yeah. I think it's in their best interest to do it. I'd probably rather an action game myself. This ain't about me. This is about what sells. And their name right now is worth so much out there in the marketplace. If this is like a Divinity Original Sin like successor and it's the same style, I think this is going to go fucking crazy for them. So yeah, this is a great trailer. Yes, no gameplay, no hype. I understand the rules. However, insane trailer, absolutely fucking bonkers. It was gross. it was awesome.
You also missed out on two other things that were happening in the trailer. There's fucking guys whipping themselves in the back, and then there's people just having sex.
Yeah. I thought about, do I mention that? I was like, the whipping themselves. I was like, I don't know. I know it was weird. There was some weird shit going on in that world. It was very dark. But...
As me and two of the boys are currently playing through Divinity Original Sin 2. We're excited.
Hell yeah. Looked really, really cool. Like, really interesting.
Very gruesome with the burning of, like, the pus just going...
It reminds me of the, which one of them we'll get to, but Blizzard cinematics. Like, that kind of level. Because, spoilers for a little bit ahead, there's a Diablo 4 DLC coming out. And Blizzard's like visuals and stuff is still amazing. They're still like incredible at it, and this reminded me of that kind of level of cutscene kind of deal. You know, there's cinematics, really high quality shit coming out from Larian. So this game fail to save the world. That's how it's felt. There's a full stop there. So it's a third-person multiplayer shooter. Did I say third? Well, third person. I don't know. I said something. I said words. You see your characters boosting around on jetpacks, and it seems like failing is kind of baked into the game, hence the name as well. And they talk about it, and it's like you failing and then retrying is all kind of part of it. Yeah. So you end up fighting off these monsters to save the world. And it says Earth was invaded and lost in less than a minute. Which is kind of crazy to be like, what is this? It looks like aliens. But yeah, you're trying to unbreak the world, as they say. And it's made by the Bad Robot Games and PlayStation teaming up for this. And so Bad Robot Games is J.J. Abrams. And there's the creator of Left 4 Dead, Mike Booth, is involved as well. It looks like a fun game to me. Oh, this is the kind of stuff I enjoy playing with the boys. What do you reckon?
Silly. Like I laughed when it was just one scene. It's like when they were getting across the point. It's like you'll fail over and over again. It shows them in like a jetpack, and then it just gets clipped with a rocket and falls. I was just like,
yeah,
hell yeah. This looks really swooey.
Yeah, so it's going to be a, play with the boys kind of thing. As once again, as long as the price is right, is going to be part of the problem because you got to buy 4 copies of it. That's always the
hard
That's
seller.
always the concern. So if you're selling it at full price, it's a very hard sell. If you're selling it much cheaper, then it's much easier to be like, oh man, you got $40 burning a hole in your pocket. We'll get on board. So yeah, but I'm interested anyway. It's more my speed than most kind of friend slop. More my thing, but I also don't mind a bit of friend. Coven of the Chicken Foot. So it's a third-person 3D platformer. It looks like kind of like a puzzle game, and the platforming is you're often like she's got like a float. So you play as this old lady with chicken feet, these big chicken feet. It's weird. But the art style I think is stunning. I really, really like this art style. I think it looks amazing. And there's a monster that hangs out with you, and sometimes it seems like it's an enemy, and sometimes it's a friend. So maybe it like slowly loses control of itself. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely interested. This was a game I wishlisted immediately as well.
I'm interested, but goddamn, when I was watching it, it reminded me of a PS3 game. I can't for the life of me remember it. It was a puzzle platformer where it's you as a wee person, and you puzzle solve for this big fucking ogre or like oni thing. And I remember really wanting it when I was younger, and I was like, it's giving me vibes of that. Also, the creature in Coven has that nice mixture of goofy, like, so you see it interact, it just looks real goofy, but then that scene where she's dropping down and you think he's going to like catch her, he just whacks her away.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you're like, oh fuck.
Looks a bit menacing.
Absolutely. So yeah. Definitely on my Steam wish list. Definitely want to see more of that. Then this one was, I think it's pronounced Ontos. First person game. Maybe a bit of horror. They said sci-fi mystery. The vibes were really tense in this. There was no signs of any weapons or anything. You see this wall, this bunch of rats in this like contraption, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And it seems like you're in a hospital bed trying to like break out. Someone's trying to inject you with something, and they said it was the Soma developers. But yeah, it's interesting. I definitely need to see more of what the gameplay is like. But yeah, definitely some spooky vibes.
Yeah, as soon as I saw from the Soma team, I was like, oh, here we go. This is going to be unnerving.
Yeah.
This is going to put me on edge.
So I was like, I didn't get necessarily horror vibes, but really unnerving, eh? Like, it was tense, which is great. I think that is better than being scared itself, is tension. I think tension is very difficult to do well. So, yeah. Definitely interested. Zenless Zone Zero, Angels of Delusion. It's an expansion for a gacha game. Woo! I've got no care for this, but I'm sure the weebs will come out in droves.
Yeah.
You played a little bit of Zzz, didn't you?
I did.
And I've heard the gameplay's good.
Oh, the combat is great. The visuals are great. It's just I thought it was, you'd be able to, do a little bit of hub world, but you'll be able to fight like that, not constantly, but consistently. And then when you do like these missions, it's just this grid of all TV screens, and you've got to navigate through them. It's a puzzle. You have to do that, and I was like, that really breaks the gameplay loop for me, and sort of it killed my it killed the momentum for me wanting to like trudge through.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Yeah, you get there sometimes in games where they're like, not two games in one, but kind of like these two separate parts of the games. Like I've always said for like XCOM, it's like I love getting in there and doing the gameplay, shooting people, doing the tactical stuff. And then it's like, now we've got the base building and the research part. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Let me do the other shit. There's two games in there, one of which I like, one of which I don't. Marvel Midnight Suns, same thing. We've got we've got the gameplay part. Love it. Love getting in there fighting. Now we've got the social link part. Don't give a fuck about that. I don't care about like Blade's fucking book club.
I imagine it's sort
which
of
I thought
like,
was kind of funny.
I imagine it's sort of like you're going on a date with a 10 out of 10, but she has to bring her insufferable friend.
I remember ages ago, as a girl was like, I was supposed to go on a date with, and she's like, "Can I bring my friend?" And I was like,
No.
Nah.
That's not a date, that's a hang.
Yeah. I was like, nah, it's not. It ain't happening, chief. And they never met up. I was like, I'm not wasting my time. It was for the best.
Azur.
Then we got an ad, a Nintendo ad, where they're like RE9, Dustbloods, Final Fantasy VII Remake, all coming to Switch 2. Another ad for 2XKO, the Riot Games fighting game. Like I said, there were ones that were trailers, ones that were just like a little ad. So, we got some Resident Evil Requiem, so Resident Evil 9, so third-person survival horror, which may also have a first-person mode as well, is rumoured. Leon is back, which had been heavily rumoured, and people are very chuffed about that.
That got quite the pop.
Yeah, people are very excited to see Leon Kennedy. They've said there's 2 campaigns, one where you play as Grace, one you play as Leon. They showed you a lot of the Leon gameplay, and he's like fucking like wheel kicking people and all sorts. Like it's actually pretty absurd. It's pretty funny to see that. So yeah, I think it's a good idea though. People are like, you know what though, this is kind of Resident Evil 6 like, and having these 2 quite different campaigns, these 2 different vibes. But I think the execution is going to be better because they have not missed for a while. So yeah, this Something New was coming. It's coming out February 27th. So yeah, should be a good time for the survival horror fans out there. Next one, Order of the Sinking Star. It's a top-down puzzle game that I'm far too stupid for. There's over 1,400 puzzles made by Jonathan Blow, who's the creator of Braid and The Witness. It's Braid, isn't it? No, I think it is Braid. I keep thinking it's Beard, and I don't know why I'm thinking it's Beard.
I was going to say, I keep on thinking it's Brad.
I think that's the guy's name, right? Brad. It's Bradley.
No, it's B-Raid.
Bradley Braid.
Brantley Braid.
Jonathan Blow I find a very interesting character because he is a genius, like genuinely a genius, and you hear him in interviews and he does not tick like everyone else, which is great. Like he was like starting to work on a project, he was programming it and was like, this programming language is really inefficient. I'm going to write my own programming language. And he wrote his own programming language. He's like, great, now I'm going to build my own engine. Like he is just one of one. Super interesting dude. And while his games don't grab me because I am too stupid for The Witness, I played a good chunk of Braid back in the day. Yeah, really cool to see him pumping out something like this as well. I believe that other people were working on this as well. But yeah. You're gonna do all 1,400 puzzles, Stephen? Yeah, like I might do 4.
I might do 1, and then I'll be like, I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah, I won't get past the tutorial.
Yeah,
I like a puzzle game, but you'll be pretty fucking onto it for his shit. He operates on a higher level than I do, many higher levels to be fair. So cool to see anyway. Art style looked nice. Exodus. So we have seen this before, but it's a third-person sci-fi shooter / RPG. Let's be honest, it's a Mass Effect game. This is yeah. Originally wrote this stupid fucking joke. It was like, it's got Matthew McConaughey. I'm like, Matthew McConaughey. It's a dog shit, but it's such a stretch. Yeah, looks cool. It's still not my type of game overall. However, if it comes out and everyone's like, this is a 10 out of 10, I might try to get amongst. We'll see. It's early 2027 anyway, so still a wee while out, over a year away. Is something that grabs you at all?
No.
You're not a Western RPG guy either, so
No.
I get that. It's
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. It's not a no for me either, eh? It's like we'll see.
Because initially
I'm ready to try things out.
I was no to the Outer Worlds 2, and then I played it, and it did not grip me, but then it was a sort of game where I'll pick up, drop, pick up, drop, pick up, drop, and I was like, okay, the fact that I've left and come back to this game multiple times throughout the week is like, I am enjoying it. So, yeah.
You know, I say you're not a Western RPG guy, then I'm like, you're playing Divinity, but turn-based.
Turn-based tacky.
Yeah. Yeah, once you're in the combat, yeah. It makes sense. It's different. Dungeons and Dragons Warlock. So, tool intensifies this trailer. It's such a recognizable, like, just the bass tone, especially, of Tool. You're like, I know what this is. I've never been a Tool guy. I must say, at this point in my life is probably the most I'm into Tool, because I used to not like them at all. And now I hear Tool, and I'm like, they're doing some cool shit, man. It's instrumentally is very out there. So, yeah. So the trailer showed what appears to be the main character fighting all sorts of D&D monsters. At first, I was like, what is this? And then I saw Beholder. I was like, it's got to be something D&D. They're showing gameplay is summer of 2026. So I'm interested to see what it's about. But it was one of those, we got a game coming. It's happening.
But it's also... it's nice that they're making a game based around... You know, I've played Dungeons and Dragons like a couple of times, but mainly Baldur's Gate. So I'm glad that they're making a game out of a class that I think is just the coolest, which is the Warlock.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be like I'm assuming like a third-person action game, maybe an RPG, maybe not. Skill trees, all sorts, leveling up abilities. That's what I'm thinking it'll be. So, I think that'd be cool for that type of game. I think you could have enough there. Next thing they showed was they briefly showed some music by Bill Murray, Stephen's favourite. Not that Bill Murray, as Jeff said, for Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Labyrinth, dude. When I tried to type in their name for the artist Labyrinth, it just kept trying to correct it. It's like, you're spelling it wrong.
Yeah.
That's how they spell it. Nah, you were spelling it wrong. And by the third time, it's like, all right, I'll let you be wrong because I was right. But for Sonic, which I got to be honest though, didn't sound like Sonic music to me.
No.
It didn't have Sonic music energy to it at all. But fun. And then there was Evanescence Gunship for Devil May Cry. I was like, okay, cool. So this is just a brief thing. It's like, this is all on Spotify. Wicked. We then got a Game Pass ad that was just showing a bunch of IP.
I was just going to quickly say.
Oh, Bill Murray.
Big Bill Murray fan, go out on Spotify and check out their song, I Really Want to Stay at Your House. It's immaculate.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I thought of Stephen. I was like, he's going to be fucking fist pumping.
Yeah.
You messaged me as soon as you saw it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. There's a Game Pass ad which is showing a bunch of Xbox IP. So it's showing Fallout, Grounded, Call of Duty, and more. The only thing to really take away from this was then they showed like a Gears of War logo and it said like 2026. So a cheap way to get a soft announcement in there. You know, to be like, Gears is coming next year, which I think they might have already said it's supposed to be next year, but yeah. So, yep, sure is a Game Pass ad. There's a trailer for Screamer. This is an anime racing game. And this, I'm pretty sure it was a reboot. I had a game way back in the day on PC. Like, me and my brothers, we bought 3 games because there was a deal from Red Ant Published Games, which was actually like I'm pretty sure this was a publisher that just took on other people's games when they needed like reprints, and they were always real cheap. So we got Heroes of Might and Magic 3, straight banger. Worms 2, straight banger. We're like, oh, we need to get a third one. We got Screamer 2. It was a racing game that was fucking dog shit. It It was really bad. These are all on PC. So, it's funny. My younger brother, it was his one that he picked out. I think I picked Heroes and my older brother picked Worms 2. So, yes, this looks very different, but anime racing game, they didn't really show any gameplay. They just showed, there's some people speak in English, some in Japanese, and then they were like, it looks like the story's like a serious tone for something that's like probably ain't that deep, kind of like a Midnight Maximum tune. But it's coming out the 23rd of March next year, and you're like, oh, you didn't? It's coming out in 4 months, and you didn't show me anything. What the fuck? So yeah, we'll see what it's
what
like.
What do they mean by this?
Unless it's just a complete like story game, like making choices. But I'm assuming it is racing. I'm assuming you do race in it. Well, I guess we'll find out. This trailer I thought was fucking awesome. And it wasn't even just a trailer. There was some live action shit too. Control Resonant. So I still need to finish the first Control. It's on the list. Such a Sam Lake like reveal for a game as well. It's live action. There's a man on stage and he's like kind of being suspended up by these like ropes, just like looks like he's having some kind of paranormal event, and then he ends up in this like prison cell, and he's like in the cell, and then it actually cuts to the trailer of the guy in the cell, which I thought, it's a cool little transition. The way that this is what I'm saying about the production stuff was really good, because they would do these really good cuts between the stuff. Really, really cool. There's all sorts of weird shit that's happening. It's hard to explain. You see like a pigeon that gets frozen in time and then turns into these pigeon shapes things. Like, it's hard to explain. You kind of have to see it. It's bizarre. And then it goes into like the gameplay, and it's Control, and their kind of games are normally shooting, but it's like a third-person melee focused like game. And honestly, looks awesome. Looks really fucking cool. So I have many more Remedy games to play. They need to put Alan Wake 2 on Steam, and then I'll fucking play it. But it's an Epic Store exclusive, so Remedy, please remedy that. But yeah, what do you think? You're a fan of Remedy?
Well, I haven't played the first Control, and it's funny to say that because on the Friday when I was at work, one of my co-workers were like, it was like, bro, did you see the Game Awards? And I was just like, not yet. And he's just like, dude, they're making a sequel to Control. It's like, dude, that's my all-time favorite game. And I was like, Control? Really? Happy for you, but interesting. And then when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh shit. Also, yeah, no, that practical effect of the guy getting suspended and then he's in like that real minimalistic cage. I was like,
yeah,
that's cool. That was me.
Yeah, as well. And so it's supposed to be the brother of the character from the first Control, who I think he's supposed to be dead or something, but he's clearly he's got some fucked powers, and clearly he's being contained by someone who's like, this guy is a problem. So, yeah, looked really, really cool. I love seeing, like I say, it's the most Sam Lake reveal ever. Sam Lake just writes some wacky shit, and I'm here for it. Except this is a Steven-ass game. Gang of Dragon. So this is ex-Yakuza devs, and you could tell, but it seems like the tone is a lot more serious. Showed off like a tense showdown in a bar, and then we don't know exactly what type of game it is yet, but there were lots of cuts where it cuts to shots of driving, shooting, melee combat, but no gameplay yet. Steven's game of the show? ? Also, the dude that plays him. This is what peak male performance looks like. That dude is a fucking
unit.
He is. That's a guy that like he would like punch you through a fucking wall. This guy, they picked someone awesome for this character, because he is such an imposing force. He's been in a heap of films, this guy as well. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Stephen?
Oh, I definitely thought Yakuza, like especially the part where he's like walking away and you see like I don't know if it's it looked like it was one of the locations from Yakuza, which is funny because the locales in Yakuza are based in places in Japan. But
yeah, yeah, it looks like it looks like it was taken out of a Yakuza game. What, Japan? Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's a place.
But dude, what a fucking unit!
Yeah,
like when he's pulled the gun and he's just like on the phone, it's like, I see, and then he just doesn't. I thought he was going to do something real swift and stuff. No, he just grabs the gun and holds it up.
Yeah,
I was like, nah, I am excited for this.
Absolutely. I'm assuming it is going to be like a third person as well. Like, I imagine it's going to be a similar style to the Yakuza games, and I think especially if you're going out on your own, it's probably a safe bet to try to make something more similar before then. As they go on, I imagine they'll branch out a bit, but the tone is a lot more serious, which I think as well could be good. There's also a Stephen one, the Street Fighter movie. Dude, I saw everyone shitting on this, and I was like, I thought it looks fun, man. I don't know. Like, there was that years and years ago, we got a dog shit Tekken movie that took itself real seriously with like a cast of people that were just not memorable at all. No one, I think that like that Mortal Kombat movie that came out, people were like, oh, it wasn't bad, but it was fairly forgettable. Whether this is good or bad, I think, man, there's going to be one to remember, I imagine. Like, they showed up, there's a couple of WWE guys there, so there's Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, he's playing Guile, which I think he is a great fit for Guile.
Yeah.
Like, he's like 70% of the way there already. He just changes here, and you're like, you've got him. Roman Reigns is playing Akuma, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then so the one that people seem to hate the most for the casting is Andrew Schultz as Dan, which I don't mind at all because I like Andrew Schultz.
Oh, okay. So two things. One, when I initially heard the casting choices, like, this is a fever dream.
Yeah.
But when I don't really have any strong opinions on Andrew Schultz, but when they showed their character portraits, and it's of him doing the cranking one fist back and then doing a thumbs up, I was just like, yeah, no, that is Dan. And I like the fact that maybe this is the case because, Dan is the product of SNK's Ryo was too similar to Ryu and Ken. So instead of like litigating it, they're like, well, we're going to pay homage to your characters. And they essentially got Ryo's body, put him in a purple gi, and then put the head of another character called Robert Garcia, who has tied up hair, tied up ponytail. That's how you got Dan. But what Robert would wear in the earlier games is he would wear a vest, a turtleneck, and like dress pants, and that sort of looks like what Andrew Schultz's Dan is wearing, but all pink. And it was just like,
yeah,
that's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I also loved that there was that moment. There was that moment. I felt like Ryu at that time, where Jason Momoa is like Ryu, and he's like, it's Ryu.
Yeah, and it's especially good that Jason Momoa is playing the character you like the least in Street Fighter, playing Blanca. Blanca is winding you up by pronouncing Ryu wrong. 50 Cent's in it as well, but his hair looks fucking terrible for Balrog. And they got motherfucking Volk, Alexander Volkanovski, UFC fighter in it. And he looks so weird having hair, man. I'm not used to seeing Volk with hair. I love Volk. That's my fucking dude. What a guy. So, and then they've got most of the cast out on stage. You're like, holy shit, this is huge. Like, they got heaps of the cast there. Then Andrew Schultz made a joke everyone got really mad about. Like, apparently in the room everybody loved it, but he's like, oh yeah, it can't just be us giving out this award. So let's get the cast of the Mortal Kombat movie out here as well. Yeah, everybody come out. No, they're not actually here. They don't care about you. They just care about money. We care about you.
No, it's like we care about money and you.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, especially for a comedian made a joke. People are upset. People are so disrespectful to Mortal Kombat. It's like it's a joke, bro. It ain't that serious. Comedian makes joke. And also him playing Dan, I think is good for that being the person also making the joke.
Yeah.
I think it adds to it.
I also think they got basically everyone out except 50 Cent, who's playing Balrog, and Japanese wrestler Haruki Goto, who is playing E Honda.
Yeah, so pretty good to get that many people there as well. And like, I'm not super into having all these big mainstream celebrities at the Game Awards for the sake of it, but it makes sense when it's like this person's involved in this project. Like when they got previously Matthew McConaughey for Exodus, I'm like, cool, makes sense. Or even J.J. Abrams came up on stage as well because his studio making a game. I'm like, that's fine. That's all good, as long as you're not just getting, we're getting this person to announce Game of the Year, and then they're like, I've played a video game before, and you're like, you're not very convincing.
Can I just say, the guy that they've got to play Zangief is Zangief. That is a big boy.
The guy they'll cast for Ryu as well is great. He seems like an awesome Ryu. He's really, really good. Like, really good casting, I think, for him. So, I can't believe, though, Jason Momoa doesn't make any sense. He's not even green. Okay? He's not even green and ginger.
No.
Disgusting. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing the movie. Will I see it? I never go to the movies. Maybe not, but
maybe we'll see it
looks
together.
fun, man.
Ooh. For research.
Yeah, I'll put the popcorn on my lap, mate. Use that move. You know how it is. But yeah, it actually does look like a lot of fun, which I didn't expect. I expected it to take itself so seriously and just this. Like, I actually saw not Justin Wang on Twitter. I just realised I've got my knuckles flaking. I did some boxing with our old mate Peter this week, and I tell you what, he smacks hard, so I had to smack hard as well. So my delicate hands were a beating. Justin Wang said it's so good when you can tell people aren't embarrassed to be in a video game movie, which showed. Like, so often people are like embarrassed that they're in this video game movie or whatever. No one seems embarrassed to be in it. Like Cody Rhodes, I know, is a gamer as well, and Jason Momoa and stuff. Like, yeah, they're into it, which is awesome. I think that's why it seems so fun as well. The movie itself seems like it's not super serious, because even though like M. Bison is like a serious character, he's also like quite campy. So that works really well. It's like Ryu is the one real serious guy. Like, he's dead serious. He's like, I'm a martial artist and a warrior. And then there's a bunch of random goofballs and shit. Yeah, it works.
And Eric Andre playing Don Savage.
That's right. Eric Andre is there as well. Yeah. So, this cast, I'm actually more happy with now seeing as it's like kind of come to fruition. It actually looks better than I originally expected. Like you said, it was like a fever dream.
Or like a fake trailer someone made to chuck on like Imager, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the vibe it gives, eh? And you're like, it's fucking real. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. The third-person open-world Lego Batman game, which looks a lot more like your Arkham City, feels like the closest thing to this. It actually looks fun. It looks real fun. Like, this is our second look at it. The humor was real goofy, which looks great for kids and adults as well. And once again, man, Matt Berry as Bane, perfection. It's so fucking good.
It's definitely revived my interest in IP dependent Lego games, because I remember playing I remember playing the original Star Wars one. I was like, this is so good. And then I remember playing the Lord of the Rings. I was like, this is fine. Harry Potter. I'm starting to recognize the trend. Then my brother was playing like the Lego like Marvels one. I was like, this is the same thing.
Yeah.
But no, this. Yeah. I mean, it would have been dope. The person who's voicing Batman, awesome. Be cool if they got Will Arnett to voice this Lego Batman. But we getting Matt Berry, that is awesome.
Yeah, really, really good, really fun, and like you say, it's not a Lego game; it's a Batman game that he happens to be made out of Lego.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is awesome. That's the right way to do it. Don't make them all the same. Yeah, looks just like a really good video game. So Marvel Cosmic Invasion, this is already out. So it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. Yeah, looks good. I definitely want to play it at some point.
I wanna main She-Hulk for no reason in particular.
Yeah, no reason. Sure.
Yeah.
Look, I'm thirsty for 8-foot women. And Steven's thirsty for muscular green women. You know, we've all got a type.
Yeah. Muscle mommy supremacy.
It is peak. We got an Amazon Luna ad, which as far as I know is their like game streaming and stuff. And then there was like a general AMD ad. There's an ad for Rust Mobile, which honestly, once they cut to a very, very brief part of gameplay, you're like, it looks alright on mobile, to be honest. I think it makes sense, that type of game. Go to mobile. The next ones we got Tomb Raider Catalyst. And people are mad that they've made Lara Croft hot again. I couldn't believe it. The Twitter discourse. Oh, well, actually, I should have believed it. Twitter. They're mad about fucking everything. Third-person action adventure game. So, yeah, they didn't show any gameplay. The vibes felt real good. Felt like they knew what they were doing, because I think they used to be under Embracer, and then it sold off to Amazon. 2027. So good. And then they were like, oh, but wait, there's more. That one's a deep cut, because that was actually not quoting like Billy Mays. That was quoting Scary Movie 2, I think. Of him quoting Billy Mays. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. So it's a reimagining of the first Tomb Raider game. Cool. And it's coming out in 2026. And it's the 30th anniversary of Tomb Raider. So really cool to see. It's a full remake and reimagining of the first game. And I've never been like a super Tomb Raider guy, but Tomb Raider has a lot of importance, especially in that PS1 era. Like really, really important early like kind of mascot for the PlayStation. Like one of the big PlayStation 1 mascots.
Dude, I gotta say, I am quite hyped for Legacy of Atlantis. I also, I don't expect I don't expect many game developers or publishers to do this, but I love that this meta, which the Like a Dragon series has done this, where it's like, hey, we've got a big entry coming out. It is some time away. But we have a game in between our big release to sort of tie you over. Like with Yakuza, they had Infinite Wealth, game of a lifetime, coming out. But before they're like, oh yeah, but we've also got another game coming in between releases, which was The Man Who Erased His Name, the Kiryu game. I was like, I like that idea of, yes, we've announced our big game, but we also have something else from us that will, like, bridge that gap.
Yeah, tied you over as well.
Yeah. And I like that Tomb Raider's doing that. It's like, sorry, we don't have gameplay. Our big game comes out, in 2017, but, like, rest assured, we have another quality game coming out, like, next year. I love that.
I think so too. And if you're like so I imagine it's probably from the same studio, but it makes sense as well because you can share the assets between the internal teams and so on. And you have a smaller team working on the reimagining of the first game, which will take less time because the blueprint's already there for it. And then you have the bigger team working on the bigger project that's going to take more time. And then once they finish working on that one, either they start, booting up a project for remake of the second game, or they start working on finishing the big game with the other team. It's like developers that can do this kind of stuff, like From Software and RGG and stuff like that. It just shows in their output of putting out high quality products with a decent turnover. Like, these are well-oiled machines. These are people that know what they're doing. And this studio, as far as I know, it's like, because it's Crystal Dynamics and I think another studio working on it. And I've made Tomb Raider games before. This is what we need to see from these teams. This is great. This is the way to do it. Keep doing this kind of stuff, and you will have more output and not people just having to completely just grind all the time. Like, it's just good. It just keeps turning over. Everything ticks away as it should. More of this, please, teams. We love seeing this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do a Bethesda work on one game for 10 years with a team that's not as big as it should be. Damn, here he goes hating again. The next game. Also, Todd Howard did come out and did actually a nice little speech for the game award that he presented. So it was actually nice seeing a little Todd Howard there. I also expected us to see a little, like, them do a Fallout like show kind of. Here's a little clip from the show, but they didn't do that. It's interesting. I don't think there's a big budget for Xbox right now. I think they're pumping more of it into AI. So it's a shame. It would have been nice to see more than just a Game Pass ad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Forest 3, and I can only assume, because they don't have a Steam page yet, that this is the developers that made The Forest and Sons of the Forest. So it's a first-person horror game. This game looked completely different from the other ones. Like, it doesn't look like the same type of game. It doesn't look like it's built on the same engine. The art style is entirely different. Like, all of it looks like someone else. So it starts off, you're flying a spaceship, which looks like you're flying through like a wormhole, and something goes wrong. You end up, I'm assuming, crashing. You don't see the crash, but it looks like you crash on an alien planet. There's a bunch of alien life, and then there's these horrific eldritch creatures as well. You've got some kind of like laser pistol, which looks cool, which also very The Forest. Yeah, and there's this crane-like metal hand, which you didn't see interacting too much, but it's always like hovering over you. It looks like from a crane machine. I imagine there's going to be mechanics with that, picking things up, so on. Yeah, it's interesting because it looks like more of a survival game than a crafting game like the other ones where you build bases and so on. But I thought the trailer was cool. I thought it looked cool. Visually was great. You got any thoughts on this?
This was also the one where it shows like that curvy looking alien that's been like cut in half.
Steven, are you telling me you want to fuck that alien?
Nope. Okay. Because I don't know.
That's one of us.
I'll
This has been a horny episode.
It is. No, it's just we've got a rager for games because there was a lot of love and passion put into this showcase.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I'll wait to find out more because not super big on survival crafting. Like, yeah.
Neither. I don't like these types of games. It's one of my it's like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and it's like early access, open world, crafting, survival. Pretty much guarantees that I don't ever want to touch it. It's just like, those are like the 4 things together. And there's exceptions where I think the first Forest was really good, and it surprised me, but it's still not my type of game. But I was like, oh, well, it actually came out of early access. That's great. All right, DayZ, you coming out early access at any point? No? Ark, you coming out? No, okay, cool, yeah, sweet. Keep doing what we're doing. So yeah, we'll see what type of game it is because it showed no crafting. It didn't, and showed no like collecting resources. So it just may not be. And if that is the case, they should have given it a different name. To be fair, but yeah, looks interesting. Next game we have seen before, Invincible Versus. So it is a 3v3 fighting game. The Invincible IP, and it showed off a character called Elemental, who looks kind of like Storm vibes, to be honest, from X-Men, the way that she was also using elements, but it seems like she uses a bit more than like Storm, other elements. I'm not actually familiar with this character, because imagine she's one from the comic. Maybe she features in the next season. I know I believe there's a trailer out for the next season. I was like, I ain't watching this. You're not spoiling this shit for me. Like, they've done it real bad before in their trailers. So yeah, but I gotta say, man, the game looks real slick. Because I saw that Avatar fighting game, I thought looked fun, and then when I saw it actually in action, when people got their hands on it, you're like, oh, it looks like a Flash game.
Yeah,
it's got web browser Flash game energy, and I was like, oh man, this looks real slick now that we see it in motion. So yeah, 30th of April next year. Yeah, it looks good.
I still need to get back into Invincible, but it does look slick. Love the blood and the costume damage. One thing that I did think was like a little bit, hope they ironed that out, is there's that scene where like in game he's like Invincible is like talking, and just the mouth animation or the animation he's doing while he's in that cutscene, quite choppy. And I was just like,
okay,
maybe that's a design choice, or maybe it's because it's not a complete game. But it's like, yeah. But other than that, also it's funny you should talk about characters that haven't made their debut in the show. Dragon Ball Super. It's real funny because with the video games, they can't use characters that have just appeared in the manga. They have to have had been in the anime before they can pull them into a licensed game. So interesting how the other side of the neighbors live.
However, One Piece doesn't give a fuck.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
Next game, Orbitals. This is a third-person co-op game where it looks like you're flying around a little spaceship and flying through space. So a bit of platforming and so on. And this is something that's got to come up when I'm talking about anime aesthetics. And I'm like, some of them there's like the Simpsons. There's the truth and the truth. This is like anime aesthetics and anime aesthetics. But there is such a difference. It's crazy. This, amazing. Really crisp. One of the best looking games of the show. There's like 90s, maybe 80s and 90s anime aesthetic, it looks incredible. Some of the gameplay, because it's a co-op experience, you're flying the ship and the other person's on the gun and so on. It's a Switch 2 exclusive, releasing next year. I thought this looked really cool. I was super interested in this, man. Like really, like I'm the guy who hates on all the anime games, and I'm like, bro, this looks amazing. It's like really cute.
The aesthetics mean. I also loved it. The end,
really good.
The end of the trailer, it shows their two little anime heads. The lady says something in Japanese. The other character's like, yes. Says something in Japanese. Yes.
Like, blown away. Blown away by just how good this looks.
Exclusive to the Switch for now.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll come to PC, but
you got your grounds covered.
Yeah, I'll play it handheld, and then Alex can use the Pro Controller and look over my shoulder while we play it together. That'd be horrific. We're not playing on the TV. No, we don't do that. Then we got another Miss Piggy cameo. We're like, okay, yeah, you're here still. All right, whatever. And we got some Wuthering Waves 3.0. So there's more what people kind of expect. If you love it, you love it. If you don't, well, you may. Metroid Prime 4, they're just an ad for that. It's already out now. We got another Amazon Prime and a Lunar ad. We're like, hey, we exist. You're like, cool. There's a Google Play ad. Like, yep. Gaming. All right. We got another trailer. I think this one we've seen before as well.
An impending copyright case.
An emo. Hey, an emo? One singular emo. It looks a lot like Power World. Like, more like Power World than it looks like Pokemon, you know? And there's a little bit of a Digimon vibe there too. They show at the end, like, a character that looks like a fuckable woman. And you're like, oh, it's Digimon. It's Angel Woman. It looked like there was more farming and less sweatshop kind of vibes than there was in Power World. But it looked really cute. You know, they're taking a lot of design, you know, from like, you know, in Pokemon you've got Wooloo, and then you've got another sheep-like fluffy character in Power World, and they did the same kind of thing again. It's like, well, I guess you can't be at too much fault for making a little animal character based on a sheep. It's something that exists in the real world.
Nintendo's talking to their lawyers, and it's just like, can we have a copyright on things hatching from eggs, right?
Yeah, so Nintendo's like, we own chickens. We own the intellectual property of chickens and dinosaurs, reptiles. It'd be so funny if Pocket PS tries to sue them. It's like, oh, that's not a precedent you want to see it, mate. Oh, I wouldn't go down that path. It looked cute and cozy, but not for me.
Nah.
Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure they had Vessel of Hatred. There's a lot of hatred going on in Diablo. There's a giant Mephisto that was like calling out streamers and Jeff Keighley, which was kind of goofy for this like Lord of Hatred. I don't know. He's a demon that wants to kill everything, and he's been a goofy guy. So,
as someone who's not that well versed in Diablo lore, I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Diablo is a game. The tone is so serious, like. So I was like, interesting decision, but it was kind of fun. The Blizzard cinematics, I was saying earlier, really good. Like, the cinematics are amazing. Yes, it's a trailer for. You don't see gameplay, but I don't know if you need gameplay for a DLC. It's already out, you know. We already know what the gameplay's going to be. And it shows off like a paladin fighting off demons and Mephisto, and they're like, hey, the paladin's out now. You're like, oh, that's cool. Paladin looks fun. I always enjoyed playing the paladin in Diablo 2 back in the day.
I did.
And it's going out 28th of April next year.
I did like that scene where it's like, he hucks the shield out, and it clips like a part of like ornament on his back, not phased, and then just vroom, through half of his body. I was like,
and then he transforms, and you're like, oh shit,
that was cool.
Yeah, it was a fun, like that trailer, the cinematic, like really good. So well done to the Blizzard animation team, as always. Marvel Rivals, they're like, we're releasing a couple new characters, Deadpool and Rogue. Makes sense. Deadpool was fighting off a bunch of goofy Deadpool-like characters. One of them was like a duck that was like a Thor version of a duck. I don't know, it was interesting. And then like a T-Rex. I think it's supposed to be like the Deadpool T-Rex, which also has lightning. You're like, well, this is some wacky shit, but makes sense for Deadpool. So, yeah. Is that 007 First Light? Bro, this is like the 80th time we've seen this game now. Just get the fucking game out. Oh my god. Lenny Kravitz is playing a villain who actually seems pretty good, to be honest, as his villain. Is actually, you know, I said, and he came up and on stage, and you're like, I'll allow this celebrity cameo because you're actually in the game. So, yeah, and you see him like push a dude into a pit of, I'm assuming it was crocodiles, when James Bond's been captured and hanging up. And he's like, oh shit, man. They gonna get me.
And I want to say this is like his debut video game acting role.
It is, yeah.
But there was something that was a little bit jarring where they had the character he's playing up on screen, and Lenny Kravitz himself's like, oh, that looks a lot like him, except were you distracted by his like comically Chad jaw?
No.
Really?
No, or in the game?
No, in real life.
No, really?
Dude, look up Lenny Kravitz's like jaw.
Dude. Oh, that's what you searched. I was like, why did Lenny Kravitz's jawline? Why is it the first thing that came up? It's the shared Google account. Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
It's on the level of you know those grey like ripped Chad memes? How the guy just has like the insane jawline?
Yeah. Very much so. He does have it. But yeah, you've shown so much of the game now. I think it's just time. Get the game out there. We don't need to see any more trailers and let the game speak for itself.
I mean, what was it? Last thing we had was like an ad for a collaboration with Aston Martin.
Yeah, that's right. I saw Resident Evil's got some kind of collaboration with Porsche as well. I was like, what? What are we doing? All right. The next one was there was a Warframe ad that was like, what is Warframe? So it didn't really show that there was much more. I think it was just them trying to capitalize on picking up more Destiny refugees. Makes sense. Strike while the iron is hot. We've got a couple of mates that play it. Well, they've stopped playing it since they got hooked on Tarkov, but a couple of mates who are well into it. This game we've seen a couple times now as well. The Seven Deadly Sins, or I wrote Seven Deadly Sings. It's actually a game about fighting off. It's like the Yote 6 and Ghost of Yote, but it's 7 Deadly Indian guys. 7 Deadly Sins Origin. So yeah, we've seen it a couple times. Third-person co-op action RPG. It is a nice anime aesthetic. Look, anime aesthetic, good.
Anime aesthetic.
Open world. Yeah, there's seems to be a sailing boat, so I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty big like world map. And the thing that does become more interesting about this game to me is that being co-op as well. It's this open world RPG, you know, like kind of like a Dragon Quest or more like your old school Final Fantasy, but co-op, which I think is what really sets this apart. And I think that, you know, I'm sure you can probably play this solo as well, but, you know, it's not an MMO or anything like that. It's just a co-op RPG. It's really, really cool. I like that a lot about it. So it's coming out on the 28th of January this year. So yeah.
I like that we finally know what type of game it is, because for the longest time, when we saw the first one, I was like, is this a mobile gacha? It's like, is this an MMO? And it's like, what are you?
Yeah, because it said about like a network test, and I was like, what is this an MMO? That's what is. I was like, it has to be, surely. Nobody does this type of RPG as a co-op.
No.
That's super interesting, and I welcome it. I hope it does well for them. Is it a game I'll play? Probably not, but yeah, I have a little interest in it. I couldn't get into it, but I played a bit of the first Ni no Kuni back in the day, which I liked, but just didn't grab me.
Not the same.
This is different, I know.
But I thought you would have loved Ni no Kuni because the first one was. The gameplay was real inspired by Pokemon, but the only problem was you evolve, you metamorphosize your little monster, and they go down to level 1.
You're like, oh man, yeah, but yeah, it just didn't grab me.
Which fair.
So then we got another AMD ad. Yay.
Yeah.
There were just some of these ads where it's like, AMD, we're a company. Moving on. You know, okay. All right, cool.
What was another?
Look at all these things we do for about 3 seconds each. Look, we do graphics cards. Yeah, we're pairing the ROG Ally. All right, done.
Yeah, we got a fair amount of AMD and Amazon ads throughout this.
And a couple of Google Play, and yeah, it was fine. They gotta, I get as well those short ads. So like, we are gonna try to min max this because we don't want to spend much money on a slot. So there's an Epic Game Store ad, and what did I say? Pretty games over Christmas. What was I trying to say? It was like free games, and it was like pretty games. They could be pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen them. I'm gonna log in just for the games. Don't you worry, mate. My Epic Games account has got so many games on it, and I've bought like 2 on there after getting stung by their issues with like no cloud saves and shit like that. So yeah, I always redeem free games on there. So yeah, who was I? Oh, yep. So the first game is Hogwarts Legacy, which honestly is a giveaway. Pretty good. You can sign in now and get Hogwarts Legacy. And why not treat yourself? Okay. Now we're like, all right. They're like, Lewis, mate, you've been waiting patiently. You've been waiting for a game for you specifically. You've been sitting here. You haven't been suffering. You've been having a good time, but we want something that you'll like. So, Lords of the Fallen 2. So, look, I haven't been saying the words Souls-like very much, alright? Like the last fucking shows where some of them it's like, another Souls-like, and I'm fist pumping, but I understand how it becomes too much where you're like, oh, another Souls-like, alright. So, yes, third-person Souls-like action RPG, and I really enjoyed the one before this, and you'd think that would be like saying the first Lords of the Fallen. Oh no, because they rebooted it. So, Lords of the Fallen 1, the reboot, really good. And apparently now, after the update, so they've also said the 2.0 version 2.5 has come out. Because the first, it was really good, however, it had some technical problems and the game balance needed a little tweaking and so on, and it wasn't perfect, and now it's like apparently amazing. But I finished it. I'm not going back to this one. So I'm probably going to day one this. It looks more fluid than the first, showing us fighting some big ass dragons and some monsters as well. Yeah, I'm fucking all over this, man. As long as nothing else releases at the same time, like From Software's like, oh, we're releasing Dustbloods. But this is very high up my list now. Stephen, you're going to crack into this one, aren't you? Releasing next year, mate. You'll be all over this.
No, I think I mentioned it last time. Like, playing No Rest, probably not the best example, but No Rest has given me an appreciation for Souls-likes, and knowing that I can being a little bit slower paced and methodical is not a bad thing. But I get frustrated with Souls-likes. When it comes to like games like that, I get greedy and then I get angry. Like I'll just want to go whack, and then two hit a quitter. I'm all good with like twitchy action games, but slow. No, I'm not saying slow like bad, but slow, methodical, like hit with purpose games. I'm still trying to learn to appreciate.
Yeah, that's all right. That is, and that's okay. That's definitely one of the ones I'm more excited for. Anyway, speaking of, they were like, here, mate. Here's the Lewis section.
The Lewis section.
They got to see some more of Saros. So third person action roguelike game. And I was like, let's fucking go, lads. When I saw this, I was pumped. So we have seen a tiny bit of this before. I still stand by. I think Returnal is the best PS5 game. I think it's just so good. Oh, okay, maybe Astrobot. Maybe Astrobot might be the best one, and then Returnal, but right up there. Like they're very different. So great games, and it looks. One thing I'm not sold on this is it looks way less isolated than Returnal, which I really, really liked the feeling of isolation when you play. I think the character was called Celine, and that really added to the atmosphere of the game to me. So I don't know if these other dudes are going to be around there the whole time or die early or you hallucinate them because there's a lot of that kind of shit in the first one. Well, I know it's technically a separate game and it's their kind of successor, at least gameplay-wise. But yeah, it looks like the roguelike kind of nature is also baked into the story from some of the dialogue that was being dropped by the characters, made it sound like it's like, oh, this is a thing. They realize they're in like a cycle. These kind of things, which I like that when they do this. I think it's cool. And so it's releasing on the 30th of April. I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm very, very keen. I hope it releases on PC at the same time so I can get it there instead. However, if it does drop on PS5, I'll just get it there.
Yeah, give your PS5 some utility and purpose.
Didn't get any this year, bro. I'm telling you, it was crazy. I looked at my recap and it was pretty dire for my PlayStation. It's like you played through Split Fiction and fuck all else. So, yeah. Next game, No Law. There's a first-person shooter
with a big boy,
an RPG. Near future dystopian kind of game. It's got a bit of like cyberpunk energy, but a little less futuristic. It showed off some stealth mechanics and so on. Looks cool, man. Looks like a fun game. Apparently, this is ex-Ubisoft devs as well.
Oh,
so dude, all the good ones are jumping ship, and there's great news.
Pumping out games they want to make.
Yeah, this is something I need to see a little more. A little bit more gameplay for like extended period. They showed you some real small snippets, but everything looked really good that they showed. So really cool to see. Evanescence sung a song from the Devil May Cry Season 2, which is coming out in 2026. I wasn't that into this, I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't think Amy Lee sounds particularly good live.
I skipped it.
I skipped through most of it. I had a lot of notes to take.
Also, like, music's subjective, not directly shitting, but I just can't care enough for Evanescence. Nah.
Yeah, it's fair. I'm not an Evanescence fan either, but when Bring Me to Life comes on, all right, mate, I might have a little sing-along, all right? When someone puts the emo tunes on at the party, yeah, absolutely, mate. I'll always sing along to that, but that's probably the only one. Yeah. At least it was a musical performance that actually worked in with, like, this whole thing for Devil May Cry Season 2. It's not just we're going to get Imagine Dragons to play for no reason or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think actually, you know what, I take it back. Imagine Dragons, I think, played at the one to do music. They did like music of Bastion and stuff like that. So it wasn't like just Imagine Dragons playing that previous one. They didn't deserve that stray. Okay, I take it back, Imagine Dragons, this time. I wasn't actually originally an Imagine Dragons hater, because I don't like just hating on it. Look, for the record, I've never been a Nickelback hater. All right,
let it be known.
I always say it. I don't just hate a band because it's popular to hate a band. But when I heard Thunder for the first time, I was like, maybe Imagine Dragons does fucking suck, bro. I hate that song so much. I was at the gym and I could hear it through my headphones and I was like, I want to die. This fucking sucks.
Strike me down. Now.
Yeah. So, but generally, before that, no hate from me. Next one, so there's a trailer for Where Winds Meet, the Imperial Palace, which is a first person. I'm pretty sure it's third person free to play action game. Looks a little Souls-like. Last time I looked at this, it was mixed on Steam. I looked yesterday. It's now mostly positive. It's 80%, which is good. It's it's good, especially in free to play where they usually do get their ass beat a bit because people like over monetization, stuff like that. It doesn't look bad, but there's just a lot of games out. So they've got an expansion for it coming out next year, but maybe one day I'll get to it. Does this interest you at all?
Again, like, as you put, maybe one day. Maybe.
You got another Google Play ad. Yeah. I understand. These are things that this makes the whole show happen. We got to have ads. People pay for their spots on the show as well. I get it, right? It's all part of it. It's a business, and it's expensive to put something on this. So I'm not being like, oh, we got ads. I understand. I just don't have anything more to add to that. Well, so Hitman: World of Assassination. Mila Jovovich is playing the new elusive target.
Jovovich.
I love these things, man. I love these things, man. Like these elusive targets. I'm not even like a Hitman guy, like I say, we don't need all these celebrities. But the idea that you get a celebrity to play this elusive target in a map, I actually think's really cool. I actually think this works. I don't think you're just like inserting them or doing a look. I mean, the game of the year had Charlie Cox and why is his name slipping me? It's evading me right now. Golem, Andy Serkis. Had Andy Serkis and Charlie Cox in it. Okay, so it's not always a bad thing having celebrities in your game. They can do well. But I actually think it works so well in the elusive target thing. And sometimes they're themselves, whether it's Conor McGregor or the Eminem, teaming up with Eminem to kill Slim Shady. Love the idea. And Mila Jovovich is actually playing a character in this one as well. It's not just herself. And it looks fun. Very brief. She came up on stage, did a bit of an awkward speech, but she's clearly like a passionate person. The way like her excitement for reading out the award, she seemed very happy for the people winning the award. Also, she is an actress, so maybe she just hammed it up. I don't know, but it seemed genuine. So
I still find it so funny where she was just like, "Oh, this is my video game debut," and I was like, "No, you've been in movies based on games, like Resident Evil and Monster Hunter."
Yeah. She hasn't been in a good adaptation though. I actually really like that first Resident Evil film, but it's not a Resident Evil film.
No.
Like it's completely different, but I actually did enjoy it a lot in the day. I also didn't realize this game's playable on iOS. So what the fuck? So it's pretty cool. It's funny, Apple did that big drive for it. It's like, we're going to put Resident Evil on iOS, we're going to put Hitman and stuff on there, and then it just flopped, and they're like, we're never doing this again. Next game announced, it's February 2026. The next game announced was Total War Warhammer 40k, which this feels like a long time coming. This feels like a long time coming to be a Warhammer 40k one as well. My boy Matt Code, he's going to be fucking chuffed about this, right? He's going to be... He is actually. I spoke to him about it. He's a big 40k guy, and he's a big Warhammer Total War guy, but it was always like, man, I just wish this was 40k. Bro, he would have fucking cum buckets in his pants. Unbelievable. So it's a real-time strategy, like grand strategy game. My army's stronger than your army. And David Harbour came out, because he's in this. But he is a legit fucking nerd. It was like him talking about painting his miniatures and playing tabletops and shit. I was like, this guy is... I didn't know this guy was such a big fucking nerd. I was thinking maybe like a Henry Cavill or something. But yeah, this guy is into this shit. You could tell, bro, the passion that this man has for this nerd shit. I was all about it. I was like, this is actually a good cameo. This is someone who is like, he's all in on this. So great pick to be in there. Look, I know, so many people I work with, like, I don't like him because he wasn't good to Lily Allen in their open relationship. Okay. So, yeah. I'm not going to play this. This is way too hardcore for me. Give me a casual strategy game if you're going to give me one, right? I'm a fucking meathead. So, yeah. But looks awesome. Star Wars Galactic Racer. This was like a new pod racing game that is a spiritual successor to the Nintendo 64 pod racing game. I played it at my cousin's house one time as a kid. And it's got... It's not actually that guy from the Star Wars prequels, is it? It's not actually him, but it's a guy who kind of looks like him.
The racer?
In the race.
Sebulba?
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy...
No.
Sebulba.
No.
The guy...
Is it actually
the guy who's, like, playing with his whiskers.
Is it actually him?
It looks...
Is it? I don't know.
It looks like Sebulba.
It could be. It could be him, actually. You know what? Let's just say it is, because it's more fun. But people were so excited to see him, and they're like, oh, it's that motherfucker. Everyone who's like essentially your main rival in the Nintendo 64 one as well. So, yeah.
Can we also appreciate
looks fun.
The team who's making it? The people who worked on, like, Burnout.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad to see them not just be a support studio as well. For Battlefield. I said when we talked about our PS2 games to bring back, I want a new Burnout so bad, man. And just make it like Burnout Revenge or that era, Burnout 3 Takedown.
And the thing is, it took like a couple of seconds to connect the dots. It was like, they've got people from the Burnout series on this. And you can straight away tell from the dusty Tatooine-esque theme that it's Star Wars. And then I was like, Burnout, I was like, is this going to be a pod racer game? Pog racer? And...
Poggers.
Dude, a fond memory when I was a kid is when we were playing pod racer for PC, my dad got a steering wheel and pedals just to play that game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How you do that? That's awesome. What's so funny about that, though, as well? Surely pod racers aren't like just pedals and a steering wheel, like you're pulling levers and shit,
yeah.
Which is hilarious. But that's awesome. He was fucking all in on that shit.
Yeah.
I love that. A childhood memory for me, one of my favorites is not paying bills. So I just thought we were talking about childhood memories, so just thought I'd bring that one up.
No, fair.
But yeah, looks cool. There's not a game I feel like anyone was asking for, and that's what's so great. It's one of those things that people didn't know they wanted it until they were like, it's in front of you. You're like, oh fuck, here we go. Like that's the best kind, man. That's so cool. So the next game there, Out of Words. We've seen this before. So it's a co-op adventure game, platformer. It's it's handcrafted and it's very like stop motion looking, and characters have no mouths, and there's a character that's talking to you, and he decides that he's going to name you guys because you can't speak. And it's a funny wee trailer. Looks really good. Game looks like a bit of fun. So it's definitely on my list.
I like it how it's like with the girl. It's like, now to give you a name, Naomi, and then goes to the boy. It's like, and bag boy.
Yeah, that was good. I was hearing that voice as well. I was like, I feel like I recognise this voice, but I can't put my finger on it. So, yeah, fun trailer. Looking forward to that. Then we got Miss Piggy doing a song with Rolf the dog, and the song was actually kind of funny, but I was like, I didn't really need this. And you didn't skip this one, though.
No, I did not. I thought it was quite witty. There was like a little hint of how do you do, fellow gamers, but no, I enjoyed it, especially Rolf the dog.
Yeah, I've never been a Miss Piggy enjoyer, but Rolf the dog, I liked his energy about it.
Yeah.
We got Duet Night Abyss. It has the gacha mobile, see, anime aesthetic. It's got the gacha anime aesthetic that makes my dick soft. Showed no gameplay, and it's coming out like fucking in a week, essentially, like a little over a week, I think. Yeah.
And not to
water
down these games, but it is sort of getting a by the dozen sort of vibe with these action anime gachas.
And I'm sure people feel the same way about Souls-likes as I do about these, right? I completely understand, right? So if you're a fan of these games and you're just like, fuck this guy, you might be like, yeah, fuck Elden Ring. Look, fair enough, mate. I get it. We've been eating good, the Souls-likes. But I can't tell these games apart.
It's
I see
harder.
them side by side. They all look the same. And the thing they have in common is that they're anime aesthetics and they're going to charge you like fucking $10 to just fucking gamble for some waifus. And just like, I'm just like, I just don't care.
What's this?
And if you see a one-off, you're like, hell yeah, cool. And you know, that's all good. But then you're like, oh, we've seen 4 of these so far, and they all look the same to me. You know, I'm like, ugh. And this might not even be a gacha game, but it
looks like
gives
one.
me that vibe.
And if it quacks like one.
There's a game soon. Yeah, exactly. There's a game soon that talk about that. We are, look, I'm not that much of a hater. Look, there's something I like. Well, there's many things I like, but there's an anime thing. We got another AMD ad. AMD, mate. Oh, you get the award for most
ads.
Real quick ads. Here we go. This is when I was clearly like getting sick of this as well. Arknight Enfield. There's a song with One Republic singing a song over some fucking like anime slop game with no gameplay that's releasing on 22nd of January next year. How are you going to show me no gameplay? You're releasing in a month. You just had, we're going to get One Republic to sing a song for the game over top of no gameplay, just 3 minutes. They did the whole song. It was like 3 minutes of just cutscenes. I'm like, yeah, it just looks like a fucking gacha slop game again. What are we doing? This is when I was like, I'm fed up. I'm done.
See, I didn't feel like I got much out of this and what the direction of the game was. Because as soon as I heard, like, One Republic, I was bashing the arrow key. I was like, come on.
To be fair, the song wasn't terrible. It was alright. I didn't mind it. It was better. I mean, it wasn't a live performance. It was better than Evanescence, though. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. It's clearly got a lot of money invested in it to get a big band, even though, you know, they haven't been popular for a hot minute, but still a big name. To make a song for them, it's a big deal. But just...
Yeah, kind of a big deal.
Is it going to be good? Is it going to be slop? Because I feel really bad for one of these days, and that might be the game, who knows, where I'm going to be shit on it, be like, oh, it's got this fucking generic gacha anime aesthetic, it's whatever, and they're like, oh, this is actually just a third-person, like, RPG, and we've invested a lot of time in this, and there's no gacha mechanics in it. It's a full-price game. I'm going to feel... I'll feel a little bad, but at the same time, it's like, well... Actually, show me something about your game. don't give me this shit. I say there's been some great trailers, like that Divinity one. We didn't see gameplay, but that was a superb trailer. It wasn't just 3 minutes of One Republic playing over anime cutscenes.
Yeah, but in their defense, they didn't have fucking people getting plucked from into the sky. Like that was good.
It was cool as fuck. And it's not even just because it's like anime or anything. It's just because one of my most surprising games that was it called Orbit? I was like, Orbitals. I was like, this looks amazing. So I'm not just a hater. I am a hater, but I'm not just a hater. Oh, I think I forgot. Did I say Phasmophobia was coming to the Switch too?
Phasmophobia is coming to the Switch too.
Here we go. So... we will see what this is, and maybe I'll be proven right, maybe I'll be proven wrong. Phantom Blade Zero. So there's a fucking Lewis game right here, bud. There's a fucking this is all got me written all over it. Third person Souls-like action game. Maybe an RPG. Someone noticed that it was like, oh dude, it had press triangle to execute. They're going for the old heads with this one. They're not going for the press R1 and R2, which we talked about last week. It's like, maybe it's more of an action game than a Souls-like. Dude, I'm such a I'm normally a believer in you leave controls how they're supposed to be, like, and how the developers continue to play it, right? But now when I get that, I'm like, oh, I'm changing the attacks to R1 and R2. It's like the one thing I'm like, these controls are just tighter with this control scheme, in my opinion. So anyway, the gameplay looks fast and fluid. There's some big bosses, which is always my shit. When you're a little guy versing boss the size of a fucking like four-story building, I'm like, oh, let's fucking go. I love this shit. It looks like it's based on some kind of form of like Chinese mythology and so on, like very like loosely, but I really dig this and this like kind of ancient China kind of vibe. I'm big time into anything like that when it's like Japan or China, then it's like an old ZD. I love it.
You love feudal age.
It's getting a little, yeah, it's getting a little overplayed. I understand, but I'm still like, oh, here we go. This shit rules. It's Chinese game devs as well. And they've been cooking, man. Chinese game devs have been putting out good stuff the last few years. And this comes out on the 9th of the 9th of next year. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely it's on my Steam wish list. So just this next game. This orchestra starts playing. They have a whole orchestra for this. You're like, damn, this is a fucking big deal. What do we got going on here? And I was like, I recognize this music, but I'm like, what is this from? I'm clearly a fake fan. Because I didn't put together that it was a new Mega Man game. Mega Man Dual Override. Dual Override. I thought it was Overdrive. Maybe I'm fucking this up. But anyway, a new Mega Man game. So it is Override. People notice some things that are like Mega Man X. People know some things that look like it's original Mega Man. People are thinking that Dual Override it's a hybrid of the two of them. It's a mix between Mega Man and Mega Man X.
Especially when they have that scene when he's got his back turned and like his mask sort of starts like separating. The armor starts to look a little bit more like robotic and edgier. I was just like, X?
Yeah, so it could be a hybrid of the two, which is cool. And I was amazed. I'm like, bro, it's so Japanese as well to be like Mega Man, which is historically like a big franchise, but hasn't been for a long time. But only the Japanese will be like, all right, we're going full orchestra for fucking Mega Man, and it's 2027, which I believe coincides with the 40th anniversary of Mega Man. It's so good, man, to see Mega Man get some love and back to a 2D platformer as well. Like, awesome. He's really, really cool.
The Mega Man IP it's almost like no one knew what to do with it when Kenji Inafune left. It's like, if there were people saying it's like they're purposefully flubbing the franchise. It had a bunch of games cancelled. Everyone thought that when Mega Man, bad box art Mega Man was in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, they thought that was a dig at the franchise itself. But it was like, no, there clearly is still a lot of love and appreciation. Well, of course, like the Legacy Collection of the release, but there is a lot of love for this old IP. And
it's very hard to adapt as well, like a game like Mario's done really well. Mario is like one of the best examples of an IP that they really did get from 2D to 3D and then still evolve as well, and like Mario Odyssey and things like that, Mario Galaxy. Crash Bandicoot, they never managed to do it with. Sonic, until recently, never really did that well in 3D. It's very difficult to transition these games. And they've never really found a way. They transitioned to an entirely different type of game in like Battle Network. But Mega Man's never been able to do that, really. Like, they've tried a couple times.
Legends.
That RPG one, what was that one? Oh, the turn-based one? That looked really
Battle
cool.
Network.
No, it's a different...
Star Force?
That's like the grid-based. No, it's like an actual turn-based RPG on PlayStation
Command
2.
Mission.
Yeah. So, and I think that was not actually a bad direction for this. Instead of going like, because But it's very, very hard to adapt these kind of IPs to this. So it's cool seeing them kind of going back to basics again, but a hybrid of the two like 2D platforming kind of popular Mega Men. Yeah. Yeah, cool. And they actually showed a bit of gameplay considering it's 2027 as well. They actually were like, oh shit, like we're actually getting a little bit here.
My hope is it does well. This game does well, and it brings Mega Man back into I don't want to say the mainstream, but into people's minds, and be like, this is actually a really cool IP, and I hope that they can do the thing where they can have Mega Man, but have him branch out into different genres of gaming. Like, Mega Man has covered like platforming, RPGs. They had two cancelled games. One was basically Mario Maker, but of Mega Man. And they were going to have like a first-person shooter. But I think it got cancelled because it basically just looked like Halo. I don't know. Mega Man's fun of it as a kid growing up. He was my boy, my man. And it's good to see
your Mega
Man or Rockman, depending where you're from. I just want them to just do something with this IP because it's laid dormant for so long. It deserves some love and appreciation. And it's also, it would be nice for the newer generations to have a iteration of Mega Man that they grow up with.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know as well a lot of younger people don't want to play like 2D games. People who haven't, we didn't really grow up with a lot of 2D games, really. Like my first console, well, I guess technically it was the Sega Mega Drive 2, and I did play Sonic on it. However, really I grew up with the PlayStation 1, and that was 3D. I don't know what got me so into 2D platformers, because like, you know, if I was born 5 years earlier, I would have played way more 2D platformers than I did. But there is like there's something about, man, I think a 2D platformer like is in some ways the best video games can be. Like the way you can make perfect, like Shovel Knight I think is one of the best games ever made. I fucking love Shovel Knight, and it's just people just said it's like it's a 2D retro platformer. You're like, yes, and it fucking rules. Like this shit is like perfection. So I hope that more young people actually do get interested in stuff like this, because there's so many good games. Like I played that Mario Wonder. I really, really enjoyed. I just axed it out in like 3 days of just playing through it, and yeah, had a real good time. So yeah, great to see. And especially after there was that poll and was like, what do you want to see more of us? What do you want to see more from Capcom? Which IPs? And number 1 was Resident Evil. Number 2 was Mega Man. I was like, oh fuck, I thought it would have been Monster Hunter, which I think is now their best-selling IP. Because Monster Hunter, well, both of them have done really well. Worlds absolutely killed it, and Wilds has done well, but a little mixed in terms of performance.
Yeah.
Oh, they've now got a performance fucking PC roadmap for PC performance. I'm like, but better than them just leaving it alone, I guess. So, yeah, Capcom, keep winning. You're doing good things.
You've done your.
As much as I also slagged them off just then for that, but they're trying to fix it. It's just taken them a while, considering the game released at the start of the year.
You got your redemption arc. Your winning arc is ongoing. Keep it going.
Absolutely. 100%. We got a wee trailer for the Mario Galaxy movie, which was a very brief trailer. Still haven't seen the first one, but maybe I'll get around to it.
Same.
We got Neo 3, which we have seen, and is anyone surprised that I'm looking forward to another Souls-like, Stephen? No? Cool. So, my understanding is that it is a more open-world version of what they've done before. I just hope, and I know that I'm way too hopeful because it's not going to happen, but just give me a little less loot. You know, that's my problem with this team, is spewing out loot everywhere. I don't need that. I just don't need to kill. I don't need a new weapon every time I kill any fucking enemy. Just let me. Don't give me like a million variations of the same weapon. Just like, all right, you killed a boss. Here's a weapon. I'm like, oh hell yeah, this is a completely different weapon. That's exciting. That's all I want. And if they did that, I would just love these games. I don't need to give me Neo without inventory management.
What about if they did it this way? They kept the same amount of loot. In fact, they doubled up the amount of loot they drop. But it doesn't go into your inventory. It goes onto you till you become like this massive, like, just ball of weapons. And basically, it's Katamari Dynasty.
You know what? There's money in this, Stephen. This is a great idea. Let someone know. All right, this is what I said before about a game and an anime aesthetic. Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive. Still terrible name. Third-person action combat game, and we have seen this before, but the combat looks so good, man. This game looks cool. It's out on PC now, it seems like, and it's out on console sometime next year. But yeah, man, I thought this game looks fun,
especially since it's based off an anime.
Yeah, that, you know, I guess when you say anime aesthetic, it sounds dumb when you're talking about a literal anime, doesn't it? Yeah, 75% on Steam. 75% positive. Damn. Solo Leveling, the webtoon. I hate that word, webtoon, with 14.3 billion views. Jesus. Yeah. It looks good, man. It looks fun. Oh my god. Brit has got it on her wish list. That weird. Narrative's on mine. But yeah, man, looks gameplay. Gameplay's king, man. And at the end of the day, good gameplay. Happy as with how that looks. So if it goes on sale, I might pick it up. It's probably not a full price for me, and I know it's not a full priced game overall, but I'll probably pick it up for $30 or something. It's currently 70 New Zealand dollars. And we got the last game here, which I might be the only person who's not mad about this. I understand as well, for your one more thing kind of deal, you generally want to end on a banger, and maybe Divinity would have been a better idea for this slot. However, High Guard. So this is a new game by a new team, which is ex-Respawn devs, and so I'm big fan of Respawn and what they do. And it's a first-person hero shooter, and you're riding on horseback, and it's got like kind of a mix of like modern day, a little futuristic, and like fantasy, which I dig. You've got powers, like there's characters making ice walls. There's one that's setting like a trail of fire down at enemies and so on. And like the shooting and the movement and stuff look real slick. It's got a little Apex Legends and a little Overwatch, and it's free to play, releasing on the 26th of January of next year. And I understand people are over hero shooters. I say that, and Marvel Rivals is absolutely just fucking kicking ass. People are like, I hate hero shooters, and then Marvel Rivals fucking dominates. And people are like, yeah, but it's got the Marvel IP. You know what? So did that Marvel Avengers game, and it did fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always mean.
But that was also a
everything.
live service game, which put a lot of people off.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't need to be that, to be fair. I actually think this looks cool, man. I think I'm the only person that thinks this game looks fun. I don't think it should have been the last game. I agree with that, especially in current climate. But it's a new team doing something, doing their take on a genre that has been popular in the past, but doing their own spin on it. I think this looks really, really fun. I think it looks really well polished. What do you think? You can shit on it.
No, because I was just like, this is going to be a hero shooter. I'm probably not going to enjoy this. There is one thing I thought was really cool. and that's the riding into the battle on the horse and then just going.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of sick. So
Yeah.
it's not a. I know it's probably not going to be my game, but it's not an instant dismissal.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I've got a lot of clearly got a lot of talent on that project as well. Like Apex Legends, I really enjoyed when I played it. Titanfall 2 as well. Fucking, we still jump on every now and again and play Titanfall 2, and you're like, bro, this still fucking slaps. The wall running and everything is, oh, dude, it rules. So I'm looking forward to this, and much like I did with Marvel Rivals and the the Concord open beta, I'll play it by myself because none of my friends are interested. I put like how many hours into Marvel Rivals and I haven't played it with a single fucking friend. It's let's see. I got 87 and a half hours of Marvel Rivals that I played by myself because none of my friends wanted to play it. I had one friend who played it, but we were just never online at the same time. So, yeah, so that was the game awards this year. What do you think, Stephen? You happy?
I am happy. I love, like, again, it's getting that big league feel of like the Grammys and the Oscars. And I've always thought the Oscars were a bit of a wank fest, but dude, it's nice that and for a while I was in the camp. It was like video games not an art form; they're video games. But I was like, no, they are, and this was showcasing and putting respect into another expressive art form, and I was just like, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's an interactive art form, and there's things that there's levels to this. I mean, the same with like television and movies. There's movies that are like you're just trying to get as many people to watch it as you can, like something like Marvel. It's bubblegum. It's for everyone. It's inoffensive. Like there's Call of Duties and things like that, and then you've got things that are more highbrow. Films by. I'm trying to think. I'm not really a film guy, to be honest. You got Wes Anderson. I've never watched a Wes Anderson film, but something a little more artsy and so on. And that could be mouth washing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's also indie. But there's just such a variety. It's such a large range when it comes to this. There's, as far as TV goes, you've got Big Bang Theories, and then you've got Breaking Bad. There's levels. There's levels to television. There's levels to movies. There's levels to music. It could be AI slop, or it could be other slop like Taylor Swift. Who knows? Or it could be Bill Murray.
Hey,
hell yeah! So there's levels to this, man, and I think it's good that we appreciate this at its highest level. And it was really cool seeing as well because Sandful how they flew it, which their whole team. And they'll be so glad they did to have a sweep of the awards. They absolutely killed it. So very, very exciting for them, especially for their first game. And it was nice to hear them shout out Hironobu Sakaguchi in the Game of the Year speech, the creator of Final Fantasy. They were wearing their influences on their sleeve, which is good. As you should, be proud of what you're making and who has inspired you and so on. It was very nice. Like, it's when Astrobot won Game of the Year and you could tell they really wanted to shout at Nintendo, and they were probably told by Sony PR and stuff, it's like, you cannot mention Nintendo in your speech. So they kind of alluded to, other teams who have inspired us. Like Italian plumbers who wear red hats. Like they like were clearly alluding to like Mario and Nintendo and so on. They just couldn't say anything. So it's cool that they can just do that because that's not that kind of like competition for them. They're just like, yeah.
I would like to give a shout out to one hell of a workhorse during that orchestral music playing for the Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Did you see on the far left the guy with the fro who was going hard, playing the flute, and then next time the camera pans, he's playing like this, which looks like a plumbing pipe, and he's going fucking hard.
He custom built that specifically for that as well. Yeah, that guy rules. Yeah. He seems like a super cool dude as well, and he's like an amazing musician. He's there every time as well. They always get him. He's the heart and soul of the musical performances. That guy, he's fucking awesome.
Like everyone's standing really up, cool just like see. Playing like prim and proper, but this guy's vibing out, and he's going hard.
He's got big hair, and yeah, he fucking rules, man. That guy's awesome. And I see interviews with him, super chill, likable dude as well. As we end, I gotta say, from my predictions, obviously I was completely fucking wrong. I was really expecting some Valve presence. I really thought, I was like, this is the time. And I know some people are like, well, it doesn't make sense for Valve. Valve don't need the Game Awards. I'm like, yeah, I agree they don't need it. But this was the most eyes they would have on them at one time. You know, I really thought Valve was going to announce something. Anything. It would have made sense. But I was wrong. Happy to admit I was wrong, absolutely, 100%. But I still think it would have made sense for them to do it. Here, on the biggest stage in games, they get over 100 million views every year to be like, hey, look, Half-Life 3 is coming out with the release of Steam Machine, or you know, anything like that. Just to be like, holy shit, get some hype. And Valve could just announce this anytime. They could just put something on the front page of Steam to be like Half-Life 3 releasing this day. Well, whatever, right? Or Half-Life X.
They wouldn't, if they were to do it at the Game Awards, they wouldn't even need like a huge presentation. I think people would be satisfied and hyped if they just got some tall, jacked person come up on stage, turn around, and he flexes his muscles and it just says Half-Life 3 coming this date, and then just walks off stage. That will be people's moment of the night.
Yeah, even Gabe Newell comes up and just holds up 3 fingers and then just leaves.
Yeah.
You know, anything like that. And then something pops up behind him and it's like coming, you know, and then has like the date or whatever, you know? Something like that. Or coming 2026. Even anything like that. I still think, and I will stand by, I think that it would have been a good thing if they did that, if it was ready to go or announce anything, but look, it is what it is. I'm happy to admit I was wrong in my prediction, but we'll see. We'll see anyway. I reckon we're still getting something Half-Life related with this Steam Machine. I really think that they're going to announce something because it's just the best time.
You feel it in your plums?
You know, feel it deep in my plums. You know, I think that's the way to do it. You go, and imagine all the people who have quit playing games since Half-Life 2 came out. You know, it's been a long time. And the fact is like, hey, these people don't play games anymore. Well, we've got our own hardware coming out and you can play Half-Life 3. You might actually get people to be like, oh, all right, I'm coming back over to gaming again. So they can pick up the Steam Machine and so on and get back into it. So, yeah, I think we're still going to see something, but it wasn't at the Game Awards, and it is what it is.
But
all right, well,
all around,
sorry, go on.
Great night, great presentation. I did have to, because it was 3 hours, I did have to like stand up and do like a couple of stretches, do some back twists.
Dude, taking all these notes, these 7 pages of notes, it takes so fucking long. If the presentation's 3 hours, it takes like 4.5 or something. It takes fucking ages. So, yeah, I joked to Alex about it. I was like, I'm putting in 4.5 hours working for fucking 7 views. But I enjoy doing the research anyway. It's fun, and I like being able to talk to you about it and just really go in depth about all these things anyway. And you know, you as well will notice some things I don't notice, and so on. And yeah, it's good fun.
And it's also nice if for whoever who's watching this, this is a nice change because the sun is out. I have my curtains open. And
if only I had to have the lighting when I had these curtains open. It was so aggressive. You just saw this fucking white wall. I was like, I gotta close my curtains, which is a little depressing on such a nice day. But yeah, the lighting was just fucked in here. So it's a little better at the moment.
It's also been good because obviously I get excited when we do our regular pods, but like last night watching it, and it's like I can't wait to get into what we just saw. Obviously because of the thing of we saw the same thing, but we're going to have a difference of opinions, or we're going to be have certain highlights. And so yeah, I was excited to watch the Game Awards. Even more excited that we got to do an episode the next day. So wins all around.
Yeah, 100%. Have you? I know we briefly mentioned before. Have you got a game of the show? Game of the show? Show of the game? I almost said. Yeah, you got a game of the show. What impressed you the most? What are you looking forward to the most?
That's a hard one. I want to say. Just because you read me by the book, it's going to be the ex-Yakuza Team 1.
Yeah, I thought so. I just realised I completely skipped over one accidentally. Fuck. Well, at least we get to pick this up at the end. Ace Combat 8. Wings of Thieve. I got too excited talking about that Star Wars Galactic Racer. Yeah, my bad. Absolutely my bad. Sorry, Ace Combat. No disrespect. It's essentially a flight simulator, but they've got these like anime-like storylines to them as well. It's released in 2026. So yes, it's a combat flight simulator. People who love Ace Combat, bro, they fucking love this shit. So I'm so sorry to Ace Combat and Namco Bandai. Bandai Namco, I think they are now. So yes, my bad. Completely, no disrespect. Yes, that is in there too.
Honorable mention for my for the show of the showcase. The Tomb Raider reboot. Tomb Raider remake.
That was a pleasant surprise. Yeah. I didn't see that coming.
I would say Mega Man, but Mega Man is a while away.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for me, surprise of the show would be, I had it here a moment ago, Orbitals. Orbitals is the one that I was like, oh, wow. Orbitals, Coven of the Chicken Foot would be up there as well. I really liked the look of that. And then, of course, what I really want to play is, it's all the fucking Souls-likes, isn't it? I think Saros, Lords of the Fallen 2, and what was the name? Where is it? That other Souls-like. This Neo 3, I'm looking for that. Phantom Blade 0. That's right up there for me. So, yeah, but good showcase. Jeff killed it, as always. It is nice. Nice. He always puts together a good show, and like I say, the production's just getting better and better. Just felt like a real well-oiled machine this year. So, well done to everyone involved. Be proud of the work you've done. And love seeing this every year. It's one of the most exciting days in gaming every year.
Yeah. And this is going to sound like cliche and stuff, but like everyone's winning at that award show. It's like, yeah, your efforts have been recognized, even though it didn't result in a hefty. Apparently, the award was quite heavy, but nah, everyone's winners, nominations, people who put it on. It was just winners all around.
Yeah, it's just great, man. And it's nice to be as well. Like, obviously, I said anime slop a couple of times. But it's nice to also just be so positive. Because it feels like there's so much negativity these days in gaming. And everyone hates everything. And there's a bunch of grifters and so on. They're trying to shit on everything. And there's more good than bad, man. We just got to focus on the good where we can. You got to call out the bad when it's there, absolutely. You can't just be oblivious to it. You got to mention something. But no, it's a celebration of games, and I do think video games were celebrated this evening.
Easy.
So, everyone who's made it to the end, please pour in your love for Ace Combat 8, who did not deserve the snub. I didn't mean it. If anyone got snubbed at the Game Awards, it was Ace Combat 8 by me. My bad, but yeah, thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for sticking around for this non-canon episode where we have been the realest we have ever been. And this...
Yes. The throwback. The throwback has been 3 hours in the works. We're gonna come up with a permanent name for these ones that are out of the ordinary ones, when there's a special event or anything like that. So we'll figure out a name. We're gonna workshop it. We'll see how we go. All right, we'll catch you on the next one.
Oi.
Bye.